Wee. Hello. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It's the weekend. It's like officially the weekend. Yippee! How you guys doing? Hello. I had to do a lot of troubleshooting right before stream started. Cause the chat overlay that I use is experiencing some problems. So I was like kind of chilling, right? I was like, okay, I just need to like set up my iPad, you know, set up my usual stuff. I usually setting up for stream takes like less than 5 minutes, depending on what it is I'm doing, you know? But today I was like, uh-oh, how come the chat isn't working? What's happening? And then, like, I wasn't seeing anything on social media. Like, you have to go to the forums of the person that runs the program to, like, find out any answers. And even then, it was, like, hidden behind a couple of, like, forum posts. So, yeah, it was a quite eventful hour. Not too eventful, you know, not too stressful, but yeah. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing? Let me go ahead and scroll up and see who we got here. I'm still pretty sore from my mid-week workouts, so every time I move my body, I'm just like, ugh. But let's see who we got here. We got Seribot, our rock. We got Folk, you're shaking the booty. You guys got your stickers, Folk and Sation, you guys got your stickers. And hello, Owen, hello, Fugumi. I think it takes 5 minutes, then I forget to set up my dual stream. My mic is off, my MixItUp needs updated. Yup, 100%. Yup. It's like 9 times out of 10, it's like a 5-minute setup. But then the moment you like slack off too much, the moment you're like, oh, if stream starts at 5 p.m., I'm just gonna set up at 4:55, and then that's when everything goes off. You know, like that's when everything fails. It's like, oh, actually, we have an update. We have a cool new update that you probably shouldn't run right before you stream, and of course that's what I do, you know. Like, for me, sometimes it's what's it called? SAMMI bot needs to like renew the Twitch connection or something like that. That's usually like the most of it, but then sometimes there'll be like another thing that I run into. And then as I was fixing the chat problem, I was like, I think I need a new like overlay in general. Like, I think we need to renovate the classroom, but I'll show you guys what I mean. But hello, harpsichord enjoyer, you got your sticker. Yeah, the expiration. Exactly. So let's go ahead and get to class. Hello. It's me, Babinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And as you can see, the chat like above. Oh wait, it's not showing your guys' messages. Uh-oh. It literally just says my message. It just says test. Oh no. Oh no. No, I see like the test was even there as a test and now it's not even. Damn it. I mean, dang it. I mean, god damn it. Wait, does that mean the slime program needs to be running in the background? I exited out of the program. Do you think that's why? Alright, give me a second. Also, I know we don't have music playing. I was listening to my usual anime playlist, so let's do that while I set this up. Okay. Slime2.exe. OBS is already running. Browser sources will not work until you refresh them. I think, damn, does that mean that Slime 2 needs to be running, like, simultaneously? Let me put something. Let's see. Test. Don't tell me it only works when I put something in the chat. Okay, it's obviously showing my message. Someone else put something in there. Also, hello, Peck School. Hello. Okay, I see Fugu. Okay. We're seeing stuff. Stuff is happening. So it just looks like I need to run the Slime 2 program in the background. That's what that looks like. Let me catch up on some messages. You guys are hiding in the trees. No, Emma. I like this song a lot. Gullible. Why would you say gullible? Let's see. We have an update that's gonna break all your program connections at the same time, actually. You renovated more than me. You're good. There's something about it. I think I want to renovate a little bit. I've been considering a horizontal chat setup. That's what I've been considering. You guys are getting your stickers. I don't know. I'm still playing around with it. I'm still thinking. I do like the tree in the I don't think we're gonna do anything to the tree in the classroom, the multiple trees in the classroom. We're gonna keep it like this. But we'll see. It's like, okay, got everything updated, won't mess with stream, then random Windows update or Steam game update. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Then hello, Peck School. Let's go scuff stream to spoil Who Done Chat. Oh yeah, we can play Who Done Chat today. Hiding in the trees, gullible. I'm not gullible though. I'm not. Let's see, Mint. Hello. Did the stream lag for a second there? It did. I thought that was just on my end, but I think if you guys noticed it, then it something's up. I think it was right when I clicked on Slime 2 on like the app, or rather the program. So hopefully it has nothing to do with that. Idol, hello. I've been seeing horizontal chat a lot. It seems to be taking off. Yeah, right. I think it's just more of like economic in terms of like the stream overlay, right? It feels like horizontal might be more economical. But I kind of like having the vertical chat because like you guys are on the whiteboard and you guys are hiding behind the trees essentially, right? Cuz if I were to make it into a horizontal chat, would I just like have a marquee underneath the whiteboard, you know? You guys are on the marquee, isn't that cool, you know? See, Gojikins, hello Mint, how you doing? Yeah, we're gonna be doing some studying today, but we're gonna be doing some yapping first. We're gonna be doing our dailies, our daily games. Let's see, that you guys are exploding. Okay, the usual. Let's see, what was I saying? Still getting it. There's not much like in terms of like life updates other than what I like told you guys on Thursday. I've been working out because I got Sklimbo as the personal trainer. I'm still sore. It's been days. I last worked out my legs on Wednesday, but I'm still sore. Can never make it to these, so I'm happy the notif well, I got some downtime. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, no pressure either. I appreciate the presence. But yeah, we're gonna be studying a little bit of anatomy today using this cool book. Let me see if I can find my window. I love this song too. This isn't even from an anime. Did you know that? This is from like a drama, but it is sung by Kenshi Yonezu, who does all the Chainsaw Man openings and endings and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna be learning about anatomy, but we're gonna be doing our dailies as well. The pain lets you know it's working. Or that you are old. Both can be true. Yeah, ¿por qué no los dos? Right? You do cool stuff. I want to learn. Aw, thank you. Yeah, and more stuff's coming. Big things are coming. I now have 2 fully edited shorts, but once again, because of the anxiety, I want to wait till I have 5 before I start posting them. So I have 2 shorts about how to look at art. I'm going to release a short about how to make really simple MS Paint art. And I even have like the clickbait, you know, starter lines down. I have it down to a T. One of them is like, you're looking at art too fast. And then maybe not with that much gusto, but another one is like, this is your sign to make bad art. You know, I need like the clickbait, like the clickbait first things that are going to make people want to like, you know, stay on the short for a little bit more and be like, what is this silly little bear talking about? What does she mean by making bad art? I mean it. I too am anxious when wearing shorts. Well, as we saw from the 2020s decade study, it's more in vogue now for men or male mask presenting people to have short shorts. I even brought this up with Beans, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's just hot. It's like I feel like climate change is doing a number on everyone to the point where like men and mask presenting people are like, you know what? No more basketball shorts." Luminous Bard, hello. So yeah, bring the short shorts back is what I'm saying. Bring it back. Verdandi, hello. You got your sticker. I started wearing short shorts a few years ago. It's fun. It is fun, right? I like it. See, I'm styling now. I gotta get me some short shorts. Yeah, exactly. It's in vogue now. I just feel like it's because of climate change, but like it is in vogue now. My Hawaiian shirt and short shorts arc may begin. Exactly. Bring out the Hawaiian shirts. It's time. It's time to begin the new arc. Meanwhile, I'm still gonna be wearing the same clothes I've been wearing. Well, I wear like maxi, what's it called? Like maxi skirts. It's like, they call them skirts, but they're very long. They essentially like trail to the ground all the way. And I just like them because they're nice and flowy. And they go along with some of the more like looser, I like to wear like loose clothing on top. I don't know, like it just feels more comfortable. I'm like a very comfort over style person. I wish I could say that I'm like experimental with my fashion in that like sometimes I wear stuff that isn't stylish, not because I'm trying too hard to not be stylish, but because I'm just not stylish. But I'm definitely like, if it's comfortable, I'll wear it. I do wish there were more opportunities for me to wear my Digimon shirts. I have a coworker who has like her AirPod case is a Digivice. And that inspired me to wear my like actual Digivice like out and about. But one time when I was ordering, I think like froyo. Oh no, I think it was like iced coffee with beans. We went to like a nice place for coffee, and then like the guy ringing us up was like, "Oh, what's that? What's that you got there on your fanny pack?" Okay, he didn't call it a fanny pack, but I still call it a fanny pack. What you got there on your crossbody bag? I'm like, "Oh, it's a Digimon thing. You remember Digimon? It's a Digimon thing." Let's see. All right, Binka wanted to put it on general, but Discord said files too strong. You got to go to a Yo Asobi concert yesterday, and man, that was a great time. Not to mention people shouting encore. Yo, nice. I love Yo Asobi. My condolences for all the hoodie and jeans all year kind of people. Dude, for real, like, so school's back in session. I think the fall semester has started in my neck of the woods, because me and Beans were driving around yesterday around 3 to get some food. And we saw all the high schoolers out and about. And they're all wearing the jeans and the hoodie. And it's like, dog, it's like 90 degrees out. And every time I go out to a school, too, every time I go out to a school site for work, I'm like, oh my god, it's so hot. Why are you guys still wearing that? Granted, I was also kind of one of those people, but I think for the summer, like for the hotter weather, I do remember wearing shorts or like skirts, essentially. Sounds sick as F. Yeah, I do like that coworker. She's also on the more quiet side, but it's kind of funny. Like me and one of my other like coworkers that I'm really close with, we're kind of always yapping to each other. We try not to make it like, we try not to yap so much that it's distracting to other people, but sometimes it's just like me, her, and like a couple other people in the office. And then I guess I'll call the one that I'm really close with. I'll call her Bok Choy, because she likes bok choy. So bok choy, like we're both really close. We've known each other for a while, and we're always yapping. And then Digifan, I'll call her Digifan. We have another coworker who's a little bit more quiet. She's the one that has like a Digivice as her like AirPod case, and she has it like kind of hanging on her belt loop all the time. And her cubicle is like pretty close to ours in that like if she pops her head up, we could see it, right? So me and Bok Choy are like yapping all the time, and it's funny because like she's more into like, I guess like emo pop punk music, and she goes out to more shows, so like kind of her thing is more like going to music shows and stuff like that. Meanwhile, like I'm definitely like more of the introverted. I like to stay at home, I like to stream, I like to watch streamers, all that kind of stuff. So sometimes I'm explaining to Bok Choy like certain parts of like VTuber culture or just anime culture, and there was this one time I was telling her about there was this one time, I don't know how we got to this subject, but I was asking her like, "Oh, Bok Choy, have you ever heard of this one fan fiction called My Immortal?" And she's like, "No." And then I look over to the side and I see Digifan. She's like peeking her head up out of the cubicle, and she has this like big grin on her face. She's like, "I know what you're talking about. I know what you are." So yeah, me and her get along well. It's funny because like we're both pretty introverted in that we don't really talk to people unless we really have to talk to people. So like the fact that like the introverted person in the office is like peeking her head over and is like, "I know what you are." Like, 10 out of 10 coworker nicknames. Yeah, Bok Choy and Digifan. Let's see. That'd be me. I wear a Digimon shirt to work a lot, and the kids I work with are like, "Ooh, what's that? I should do that. I should do that." The thing is, I work with middle schoolers, and middle schoolers are kind of harsh, you know? One time, like, a student had asked me, this was already a bad day, because I already, like, came into work with, like, a migraine, and we were short-staffed, so it was just, like, me alone with the kids, and I kind of hate that. We usually always have, like, 2 teachers in our team to, like, you know, be there for each other, but we were really short-staffed, so, like, one day I'm working alone with the kiddos, and they're making their art, and one of the girls is like, hey, miss, what are some things you're interested in, you know? And I don't know how I got to this topic, but I said something like, oh, a lot of the things that you like as a middle schooler, you end up liking as an adult, too. Not everything, but, like, sometimes, you know, the hyperfixation survives, despite it all. So I was telling them, like, oh, yeah, when I was a kid, I really like rock music and emo music, and I used to watch a lot of I watched a lot of anime, and I still watch a lot of anime. And instead of responding, the girl just started laughing at me. Like, not like boisterous laughing, but like the little like, you know, like the stifled laughter, the little like, and then she like stopped talking to me entirely. Like she was looking around at her other friends and they were all just kind of like stifling laughter, but it was very obvious. It's like they wanted you to know that they're ridiculing you. I remember that like pissed me off so much. But I didn't have the guts in me because with the program that I run, we're in another classroom and it is in our contract that like if the students are being too rowdy, we can send them back to the regular class. That is in our contract. That is something that we can do. But I didn't have the guts in me to like, because it just felt like, what am I gonna say? Like that kid hurt my feelings. Like, that kid made me feel bad and sad. So get out. You know, like I'm sure I could have said something like, "Yo, that's disrespectful. Get out." But I think at the time, because I had the migraine, I was like, oh, shut up, kid. So yeah, it's one of those moments where like in retrospect, I'm like, I could have done this, I could have done that. But in the moment, I was just pissed off. I was just like silently fuming. Let's see. My work fit is the band style t-shirt, Omino hoodie, and carpenter jeans. All of them pockets are a requirement. Yes, dude, I love pockets so much. Just the peak. That's beautiful. My OVN supervisor that trained me played lads at the desk while training me. I love that. I love that people are being a little bit more kind of like, not obvious, but like they're being a little bit more open about what they're interested in, right? So that your coworkers aren't just coworkers and the music that they're into isn't just coworker music. Because I heard that term. Of like coworker music, and it's like, oh, it's just like, I think it's like shorthand for like kind of generic music, but I listened to samples of this quote unquote coworker music and I'm like, hey, this is kind of banger. Like, I think I like coworker music, you know? So yeah, like I don't know, I just like that like now that people are a little bit more open about what they like, it's like, oh, that's my coworker that likes Digimon, that's my coworker that likes pop punk, that's my coworker that is into witchcraft, and I do have a coworker that's into witchcraft. That's my coworker who is super stylish, stuff like that. Let's see. Punt the child. Hit him with the what cringe-ish are you into? Oh, what are you into? Roblox? You know? Not to offend any Roblox fans in the chat, but I don't mean to alarm you, but you appear to be a bear. Ah! Oh god. How did this happen? How does this keep happening? My overnight co-supervisor and one of the daytime ones both like Digimon too, so we yap about it. Oh, nice! Nice! I kind of want to make it more obvious that I'm into Digimon too to my coworker, just because, like, I hope I'm not also the generic coworker to them, you know? Because, like I said, I am kind of I'm one of the
quieter ones. Oh! I've shrunk. I've shrunk! How could you? How could you do such a thing?
64 slices of American
No, I want that cheese. It's being blocked. The magnifying glass, no! That cheese belongs to me. Darn it. Darn it. Also, hello, Mega Bronson. As you can see, I'm shrunken. Ah, my legs. My legs! To be cringe is to be free. Exactly,
right?
Oh, I'm big! You guys are having fun with the redeems. My legs are coming out of my chest and I'm big and we're Egyptian. Oh, you guys are rebelling too. Oh, Huxley, hello. Long time no see. Hello. How you doing? Could you put the Digivice on a lanyard? The cool thing is that it has a clip on it. It has a clip so I can clip it on my baggie.
I usually, okay, so the thing that I bring to work, if I'm working out that day, I have a canvas tote bag. If I'm not working out that day, I usually just have a crossbody bag. So usually there's something for me to like clip the Digivice onto. You know what? I just realized that the chat, the overlay, I need to maybe put like a white background on it. Which, you know what? I think I might actually be able to do that right now. I think I can do that right now. Yeah, what if we put like the white? Oh, there we go. Is there a way to make that? Is there a way to make that? Wait. Yeah, there we go. I want it to be a little bit more curved. Oh, and there's a border color too. How about like this? Like this? That's not much of a border. Oh, if I do this, there we go. I don't really like how that looks as much, but oh wait, no, there's padding. There we go. How about space between the messages? Oh, look, I can like edit it in real time. Melody, rhythmony. Maybe I need to, yeah, there we go. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Nice. Now we're cooking with gas. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let me scroll back up and catch up on some messages. Yeah, to be cringe is to be free. It's true. I hate rich people. Let's see. Do you have a cold? You sound a little different. It's because I was big. I was embiggened. I'm gonna make it more obvious I'm into Digimon. Shows up to work in full Greymon cosplay. Yeah, I think that'll show him. But the thing is, if I make it more obvious at work that I'm into Digimon, I feel like I'm not gonna be good at what's called 2 truths and a lie. Because the last time, sometimes some of the meetings, for whatever reason, they want to have these little icebreakers in there for some reason. But sometimes the 2 truths and a lie is pretty fun. So the things that I usually go with are, I used to play cello in middle school. That's a truth. I have, let's see, dang, what do I say? I think I either say that I played cello in middle school or I did a whole bunch of different performing arts in high school. Because that usually is like something that people question because I'm usually very quiet at the office. Another one is that my first memory is an earthquake. That's also a truth. My first memory was in fact a strong earthquake. And the other one is, oh, I think I said something like, the lie was me saying that like I can name every single episode in the first season of The Simpsons. And it trips them up because I have mentioned in the past that I like Simpsons to my coworkers. So they know that, but it's like, oh, does she like The Simpsons or does she like The Simpsons, you know? So I feel like if I make it obvious that I'm into Digimon and I try to like do that with Digimon of like, oh, I love Digimon so much that I can name every episode in the first series. No, that's immediate BS because that's 52 episodes. What if I say I can name every main character Digimon? I don't know. It needs to be something that sounds ridiculous but like is factual, right? Like, let's see. That's better than what I did at work once was hearing Mo Shop, and it was a song that starts with Oni-chan but forget to connect the earbuds. The coworker turns back at me and is just like, bro, what the F was that? And I had to explain what Moe Shop was. Oni-chan. I may do this for Halloween, but that might terrify the poor residents seeing that in the middle of the night, War Greymon fastly approaching your location, right? Yo, Devin, thanks for the lurk. Hello. You guys are getting your stickers. Let's see, Big Binka. I love Moe Shop. But yeah, like my office is pretty chill. It's pretty chill, but there are times where like I'm at the office too much and I would prefer to be out at the schools, and then there are times where I'm out at the schools too often, where I would much prefer the peace and quiet of the office. But anyway, we haven't done our daily, so let's do our daily game, shall we? So, unfortunately, I think daily hue is down. Let's double check it though. Oh, it's Utada Hikaru. I didn't even realize. Yeah, daily hue is down, unfortunately. And then, you know what? I still need to put the chat game. What is it called again? Who Done Chat. There, Who Done Chat. I need to put that into my favorites. But let's start off with Time Guesser first. Let's do Time Guesser, then we'll do Anthropium, and then we'll do Who Done Chat. So let's get into it, shall we? Isn't that Gerald Ford? I think. It's funny, I was just looking at presidents yesterday because I watched a YouTube short about wait, you know what? I'll quiz you guys. Who do you think is the first president? The answer is not Gerald Ford. Who do you think is the first president to be born in a hospital? If you don't know US presidents, by the way, please ignore this question. But like, if you're outside the US, no worries. No worries at all. But who was the first US president to be born in a hospital? Because it's later than you think. It's later than I thought. I'll say that. Not sure, really? I won't say yet if someone has said the answer yet. Because I feel like some of you might have either seen the same short or you just knew, right? So people are saying Obama, Carter, FDR, Roosevelt, Carter, Dwight Eisenhower. So you guys are all really close. And two of you got it. But yeah, I kind of thought it was like the 1800s. It's not the 1800s. It's actually Carter. It's Jimmy Carter. But the reasoning was very interesting because for a very long time, people were just born in their houses, right? Not in like the maternity ward at a hospital. And by the 1900s, maternity wards were a thing, but it was seen as something that only the lower classes used. So like the richer class, like the upper classes would give birth in their homes because their personal doctors were just better quality at the time. So it wasn't until Jimmy Carter, who was quote unquote low class, like, that he was born in a hospital. So for example, like the example they gave was JFK. The person gave the example of JFK of like, yeah, maternity wards were definitely a thing by the time he was born, but he's from like a super mega rich family. So like, so yeah. And then I asked this to Beans as well, and Beans also thought FDR and Dwight Eisenhower, because his line of reasoning was that hospitals didn't really get good, like, or the quality wasn't really that good until after World War II because of the advancements in medicine and all of that. So he had guessed World War II. But you have to also remember that FDR and Dwight D. Eisenhower FDR was president during World War II, and Dwight D. Eisenhower was a veteran of World War II. So they were born much earlier. So you would have to go to someone that was born around that time. Or in the case of Jimmy Carter, you know, born sooner, but, you know, was lower class. When was Carter? Carter was he 70s? I think so, because 80s was like when everyone was conservative. So that was Ronald Reagan and HW. 90s was Bill Clinton. So I want to say 70s was Jimmy Carter. Yeah, fighting Dwight Eisenhower. Yeah. Yeah, we had this moment of like, wait, Dwight Eisenhower wasn't president during World War II, and we're like, no, he fought in World War II. Two very different things. Yeah. Every once in a while, I get used to my degrees. Yeah, and it's fun. Like, I think I've shared this bit of knowledge before, but when I was a kid, I had this, like, dinner mat with all of the presidents up until that point, so, like, Bill Clinton. And on the back were a whole bunch of little fun facts about each president. So it was, like, the lightest president was, like weight-wise, was James Madison, a very skinny guy. The heaviest president, and I think he still has the record of the heaviest president, is Taft? I want to say, I think it's William Taft. Shortest presidency is the guy I think it's either Benjamin Harrison. No, it's William Henry Harrison, because he wanted to show how macho he was. So when he was inducted, when he was doing his speech after first getting why am I forgetting the words? Inducted into the presidency? Not inducted, you guys know what I mean. But when he first became president, he did a speech for 2 hours in the rain. His presidency speech, his very first presidency speech was in the rain. And he got pneumonia from that and died. Like about a month after his presidency. So that was the shortest term of any president. And it's like, dang, like if you didn't feel the need to be so machismo, then maybe he would have lived for a little bit longer, right? Who was the second president to be born in a hospital? I'm actually not sure. Would it be Reagan? Wait, actually, who came after Carter? Was it Gerald Ford or was it Reagan? But yeah, so that's the shortest presidency. The longest is FDR because I think he did 4 terms and then died in office. It's either 3.5 or 4. Someone's gonna have to remind me. But after his presidency is when they installed the whole like you can only do 2 terms and that's it. So I don't think anyone else is going to be beating that record. Ford was after Nixon. Oh, okay. Second was wait, are you serious? The second president to be born in a hospital was Biden? That's insane. So that means everyone else, so Bill Clinton wasn't born in a hospital. That means Obama wasn't born in a hospital. That means Trump wasn't born in a hospital? That's insane. Is that real? Is that true? Es verdad? I mean, he's pretty old. Oh! No, that makes sense. Wait, are we talking like second, like, in terms of like who, okay, I don't know how to like word this, but like, I guess like, are we talking about like sequentially who became the president? Like second who after Carter became president but was also born in a hospital? Or the second in age? You know, like, because it's like, oh, what if Nixon was born in a hospital but he's younger, you know? Yeah, there we go. That's what I was like confused about. I was like, there's no way between Carter and Biden no one else was born in a hospital. I think they mean the second oldest to have been born. It wouldn't matter if they were president, but when they were born. Okay, in age. I wasn't technically born in a hospital either. I was born in a truck on the way to the hospital, which is fair. I mean, if we're going off of, I always forget whether it's Hamlet or Macbeth, but according to those, I was never born. Okay, what's the one that has the whole plot point of like, you cannot be killed by a person born of a woman? And the shtick is that like, oh, they were born cesarean section, so they were never born of a woman. Because I remember reading that in high school and being like, does that mean I was never born of a woman? I mean, it's true. I was born of a female bear. You know, my mom is a female bear. Okay, it's Hamlet. Yeah, according to Hamlet rules, I was never born, period. So, you know. So, you know, sayonara, suckers. Oh no, there's no fade out. I thought there was gonna be a little fade out with the transition. Wait, hold on. Let me fix that. Yeah, let me try that again. All right, this is see you later, suckers. I wish Binka was real. I'm real. I'm here. It's like we could still hear her. All right. Let's do this. So after talking about the presidents for so long, I forgot when Gerald Ford was president. Is that also 70s? He's also he's after Nixon, right? Because Nixon resigned, Spiro Agnew resigned, and then it was Gerald Ford, right? And Nixon was after JFK, right? Because I'm just going off of like the Mad Men timeline. Because JFK and then Nixon and then so yeah, he's like early 70s and then it's Carter, right? So let's say that this is early 70s. This looks like the White House. I mean, I have no reason to believe it's otherwise, but maybe it is otherwise. Because it looks like he's signing something into law. So, or he's signing something. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is at the White House. White House, 1972. Alright, just 2 years off. Not bad. So President Gerald Ford signing the proclamation in the White House Cabinet Room designating 26 August as a Women's Equality Day. Wait, is that? No, I was gonna say like that's not today. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that as a holiday? The event commemorated the 1920 adoption of the 19th Amendment, guaranteeing women the right to vote, and featured Ford's strong public reaffirmation of support for the Equal Rights Amendment. Ah, nice, nice. Nice. Hello, Matthew. Hello. You caught me as I was saying goodbye, suckers. Sucker, okay, goodbye. Oh, thank you, Luminous Bard. Yeah, it's JFK and then Johnson. Yeah, it's LBJ. Yeah, it's JFK, LBJ, Nixon, Ford, Carter. And I just recently remembered that LBJ exists because I've been really into Breaking Bad recently because me and Beans are rewatching it. And I was just appreciating Bryan Cranston's sheer range to be Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, to be this like goofy dad on Malcolm in the Middle, and then to be Walter White, Walter, to be Walter, you know, like those are two completely different roles. So I was looking into like what are his other roles, and he played LBJ in I guess a movie about Lyndon B. Johnson. So, but that was also like a moment of like, oh yeah, I forgot he existed. He kind of has crazy range, yeah. At least it's not Ronald Reagan the devil. Exactly, exactly. You summon the legs. All right, next round. Is this Paris? I actually don't know for sure. Wait, that looks like Italian writing on there. If we look at the cars, the fender is very much separated from the rest of the car itself. So I want to say this is 1930s. These are fancy grills too. Yeah, these are fancy. I want to say the 1930s. I'm just guessing 33. I'm not sure if it's early or... I want to say this is early 30s. And then this... Is this Italian? What is this? I see like some Z's in there. This seems like it's Italian. Wait. 16th de Marco? De 1542? Wait, no. I think this is Lisbon. Or Lisboa? Like Lisbon, right? Does it mean this is Portugal? I think there's some flags too. This might be Portugal. Alright, let's just try it. Let's try Lima. Or Lisbon, rather. Not Lima. Lima is Peru. Lisbon, Portugal, 1930s. Nice! Nice. A view of Lisbon's Restauradores Square and the monument dedicated to the Portuguese Restoration War between Portugal and Spain, which began when Portugal ended 60 years of Spanish rule under the Iberian Union and concluded with the Treaty of Lisbon. Cool. We were 8 years off, but not too bad. Binka has 4 legs now, attached to her tum-tum. Yup. It's funny, it's supposed to attach to, like, the desk that I have, but when the desk isn't here, it just grows out of my tum-tums. If I recall, JFK and LBJ was one of the last times a president and their VP had pretty different views, at least publicly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they were very different, weren't they? LBJ was more right-leaning and JFK was more left-leaning. All right, where is this? Where in the world is Babinka Bear? I'm seeing what looks like Arabic. Oh, everyone looks so happy. Or at least these guys do. Like, this guy, these two guys look like they're happy. This guy's just like, get that camera out of my face. Let's see. There's like a flag, but it's too bright to see. The hair kind of looks like 70s or 80s, like late 70s to early 80s. The hair and the fashion. Let's say 80s. The hair kind of reminds me of like my dad's old pictures. And a lot of his old pictures are like from the 80s. But unfortunately, I can't really tell where this would be. Maybe like West Asia? And I'm mostly just going off of the lettering that looks Arabic. It could be Persian. I actually just learned a couple days ago that the two alphabets are pretty close. I don't know. I just saw a video saying that, like, if you can read Persian, can you read Arabic? And I'm like, wait, are those... I didn't realize those are different. So, not sure if there's any other clues. Oh, is that a chicken? Is that a chicken? Or some... It's definitely some kind of bird. Isn't this the ending to Fire Force? Chicken. Chimkin. I'm not sure, so I might just take a guess with... Maybe let's go with Egypt. Yeah, let's go with Cairo. Just as a guess. Oh, it's Baghdad. Every time in Anthropium, I would want it to be Baghdad. It's never Baghdad, and yet Baghdad shows up here in Time Guesser. A scene in a bustling market in Baghdad during the mid-90s. Oh, mid-90s. During the time Iraq faced severe UN economic sanctions following its 1990 invasion of Kuwait, forcing residents of all social classes to rely on secondhand markets for basic necessities and hard-to-find spare parts. Dang. Colonialism strikes again. Okay, what is this? Core for column. Maybe Germanic, maybe Dutch? This looks European. Like the architecture does. But I'm not getting much else. Oh wait, are there... Ooh, so more horses than cars. There are still trains though. The clothing does look like it's a little bit closer to early 20th century too. So let's say 1905. Honsies. San Francisco. I would like second guess and be like, oh, maybe it is, but then like the architecture just looks so tall for a place with with earthquakes and such. Actually, it's more so SoCal that gets the earthquakes, right? Because of the San Andreas Fault. Is the only clue really just the writing? Oh, there's a little umlaut on top of the O. Which doesn't narrow it down that much. I think Korea. We have Latin text, but there's a little umlaut, which, like, that does remind me of, like, Finnish. But I feel like Finnish has a little bit more double letters, you know? Like, the double, like... Sometimes it has, like, a double U, or, like, not double U, but double U, as in, like, there's two U's in a row. But it could be Nordic. We could try to guess, or it could even be, like, Dutch, you know? Let's just guess Denmark. Let's say Copenhagen. Oh, it's way more inland. So it's Budapest during the 20th century. Okay. Let's do the next round. Combined Patriotic Societies of NSW. What does that mean? Empire Day Demonstration Resolution. Oh, I think this is New Zealand? Or Australia? Let's read what this says. We, the members of the British Empire and citizens of New South Wales, realizing and appreciate... I think that's New Zealand, right? And appreciating the privileges which are ours, desiring to recognize our responsibilities, pledge ourselves to do all in our power to ensure closer unity between component parts of the empire and to combat such influences as would tend towards disintegration. Colonialism. New South Wales? Is that... I feel like that's a part of me wants to say New Zealand, but I think it's a very specific part of Australia. Like, isn't that like... Oh, wait, duh. It says it right here. New South Wales. So I guess it's... Well, the thing is, we can either choose from Sydney, Canberra, or Melbourne, or all these other places. So let's just guess Sydney. Time period wise, this looks like it's like right during or right after the war. If we look at the cars in the back... Oh, they might... Actually, I'm not so sure. The cars look a little older than 40s. But it might be, I don't know, something about this feels kind of like World War II-ish, right? Like this woman's wearing like a bit more of like a cloche hat. So this is definitely post-1920s. I do want to say 1940s, actually. Let's say late 1940s, like maybe post-war. Make a guess. Oh, it's 30s. It's 30s. But it is Sydney, so we at least got that portion right. What about South Wales 2? Black and white has to be at least 30 years ago? At least, right? Aussie, oi oi oi. Sir Philip Game, Governor of New South Wales, delivering a speech during an Empire Day demonstration in Martin Place, Sydney, with a banner calling for greater unity within the British Empire. In opposition to influences that might lead to disintegration. Empire Day was an annual celebration observed in Australia as a way of promoting loyalty to the crown and emphasizing the country's ties to Britain. The British Empire. Aye! UK's fine. UK's fine. I guess if you don't ask anyone who's Welsh or Scottish or or Irish, but the British Empire. All right, copy. We'll paste this into daily games. I apologize on the behalf of Britain. Thank you, Huxley. Would be funny if black and white photos came back as a trend to mess with people playing this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking of like MySpace days when people would just have like the moody black and white like filter, right? To be like, I'm so deep and intellectual. Anyway, hello MySpace. Hello Tom. British Empire. Dug fist emoji? Is there a new one? As long as you don't ask anyone from throws dart at map Australia. For real. Okay, let's do. Welcome back, MySpace. Let's do Anthropium. For those unfamiliar with this one, we are looking at different artifacts from all over the world and trying to figure out where they're from. I actually had a coworker that talked about this one. This is like kind of like a fisherwoman, I think, or like a cellar woman. Because she goes to these really neat parties because like she's friends with all these people from like that are like in like PhD master's programs in like history and anthropology and like the classics. So she went to a party where they all like the theme was like dress up like your favorite marble statue. Or I think it was like a play on the Met Gala, but it was like the Met as in the Metropolitan Museum of Art Gala, like. Or actually, that is the Met Gala, but as in, like, dress like the actual things at the Met, rather than, like, dress to go to the Met, you know? I have a friend that makes that face. Gotta bounce. No worries, Gojikins. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, where's this one from? It's either a Greek piece or an Italian copy. The clothes kind of look Roman to me, so I'm gonna go with that. Medieval period starts 500 to 1500, so I'm going to say that this is a little earlier. Submit guess. Nice! Got it on the dot. Almost on the dot. So marble statue of an old woman. It is in fact Roman. Next one. Is this Ganesha? Is this my buddy Lord Ganesha? I mean, this one does have an elephant head, but it doesn't have the usual, like, multiple arms or any of the other usual kind of symbolism you'd associate with Ganesha. And usually you would also see the big old ears, but maybe this is a Southeast Asian version of Lord Ganesha? Because, yeah, I feel like if this were from India, because this is a Hindu god, or it resembles a Hindu god. But if it was in India, it would have a little bit more of some recognizable, what's it called, iconography? Like the four arms and then something in each of the four arms. Like sometimes he's holding sweets, sometimes he's holding a conch shell, a drum, and all these other things. But because he's not, I'm wondering if this is maybe a Southeast Asian version. I could be wrong. It could just be like a local community's version of Lord Ganesha, or it could even not be Ganesha at all. It could just be an elephant. But you know what? Let's go with Jakarta. Just see what happens. And then let's say it's a little bit before the 1500s. Submit guess. It's Thailand. Okay. Let's see. That's just a dress code. See you later. Don't you not say the A at the end? Oh, Ganesh? There's different ways. I think, because I've heard Ganesha, Ganesh, Ganeshji, like with a J-I at the end. So I think it depends on, like, the specific region or community, but I learned it as Ganesha, so... But yeah, so it looks like it's Thailand. So it was a Southeast Asian version. And it looks like, I think they mentioned that this figure has a wraparound skirt. Samput. That sounds Filipino. Distinctive crown pleated wraparound skirt and a pedestal with a decorated molding all identify the sculpture as coming from Thailand. Keenly naturalistic, the god's corpulent body has only 2 arms. I like the only 2 arms, because without any context, it's like, what do you mean only 2 arms? His hands grasp at his broken tusk and a damaged elephant goad. Oh, that's definitely Ganesha then, because Ganesha is known for having 1 tusk and using the other one to, like, write things down. I think, at least that's what I've heard. Anyway, let's move on. Makes sense. I always learned that regional deities with the A at the end with no pronunciation, like Ganesha and Rama. Ah, okay. So it might be different then. Maybe it is like spelled Ganesha, but you don't pronounce the A like you said. That's worth looking into. So cool to know. I didn't know that about Rama though, or I guess Ram. Okay. So this is one of those tricky ones because first glance, some of the features remind me of things you'd see in like West Africa, especially like this drum port or what looks like a drum portion. But the big like eyes, oh, that's shell. I think that's shell, right? There's like yeah, wood paint and shell inlaid. The inlaid eyes make me think it's Papua New Guinea. A little bit after 1500. That's what I'm gonna guess though, but it could still be West Africa. Let's take a look. Nice. A debating stool. Wait, so you can't debate unless you're sitting on the debating stool? Within the central and most sacred area of the men's ceremonial houses of the Iatmul people stands or stood a debating stool, kawa, which is the focus of formal debate. All significant matters must be debated in the presence of the village's most prominent ancestor, whose image appears on the back of the stool. Supernaturally powerful, the stools never serve as seats. Instead, they are rhetorical devices, used to emphasize important points during debates, which center primarily on religious matters. Oh, interesting. So you don't sit on it. You don't sit on it. You, it's almost like the thing that, like, I guess, like, some places do, where it's like, you can't talk unless you have the microphone. Don't talk unless you have the talking stick, you know? Is it like this, where it's like, we're settling a debate, but it's for one in the presence of our ancestor, but also for one, you know, don't talk unless you have the ancestor. That's where the pigs come from? The Papua New... Oh, the guinea pigs? I heard something about, like, the guinea pigs, like, are very confusingly named because every culture calls them something different, right? I feel like it's I forgot what it was, but it's like in Germany they call it like the French pig, but in France they call it the I don't know, something else pig. And then if you go to Guinea, these pigs aren't even from there. It's like, I think guinea pigs, they're from like the Americas, right? Because I think they're like a delicacy for certain cultures. But like, because I know there's Papua New Guinea, and then there's like another Guinea here, right? No, that's Guyana. And then there's like French Guiana. And then there's Guinea over here. Where are these pigs from? Where are the guinea pigs from? Are they from Papua New Guinea? Are they from the Americas? Are they from Guinea, Africa? Are they from Guyana? That's more convenient than actually mummifying said ancestors. Yeah, because it's a whole process, right? In New Guinea, they call them delicious. It's like how Greenland isn't even green, and Iceland doesn't even have ice. They have the green, and Greenland has the ice. And the Philippines doesn't even have King Philip in it. What the heck? Alright, next round. Ooh, that's how I feel sometimes. This is just me. This is just how I feel. Okay, so we have some, what looks like spoons. Are they wrapped in cloth? And they're beaded. Wood, skin, and shell beads. I'm actually not 100% sure. The beads are making me think native North America. But a lot of cultures have beads. It says wood, skin, and shell beads. So shell beads specifically. I know that shell... Well, like, shell was definitely traded, like, on the coast, like, both on the east and west coast, right? So maybe it's, like, American Southwest or New England? Let's guess New England. Let's go... Or maybe... Yeah, let's guess, like, over here. Or Massachusetts. Let's guess, like, Boston. And then... 1700s? Okay, not too bad. So it's the Midwest. Pazhut Asaka, Native American, Cheyenne, Sioux, or Dakota. Oh, okay. Can anyone imagine the New Guinea seeing a guinea pig for the first time and being like, what the heck do we do with this? what do you expect us to do with this? And people just being like, isn't this the pig from Guinea? And people are like, what? No. Yeah, Great Lakes area, right? I actually don't know too much about the indigenous people of this area. I know a little bit more about, you know, my stomping ground, Los Bincos over here. And a little bit of like Pueblo, teensy bit of like other like American Southwest, but not too much about here. So this is like a culture I'd want to explore more. Okie dokie. This is Hindu Buddhist. I just don't know which one. I want to say, is this no, it's not Lord Shiva because there are boobies. Granted, there are times where Lord Shiva does combine with his consort to become I don't remember the name, but kind of like I can't even say gender neutral because like the figure has both like male and female like anatomy. But it is interesting. The pose definitely does remind me, because like this iconography you could see in both South and Southeast Asia. It's like the pose that I'm looking at and how ornate it is, as well as like certain things. Like there's an elephant here, so I feel like this is Indian rather than Southeast Asia. Yeah, kind of intersects. I want to find a figure of you for you guys to show like when Shiva combines with his consort. It's literally down the middle. Half of them is female, half of them is male. You know? I used to work as an educator in a museum that has a significant focus on that group. Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome. I might pick your brain for more information because I'm always down to learn more about like indigenous groups. We do have an ad break coming up though, so that will have to wait. Not the cut right to the big brain binka. But yeah, we have an ad break, so I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. And Devin, I'm interested in that anime. Ad break. Okay, we're back. Welcome back. I got some water. Got to hydrate and not dehydrate. We catch up on chat. And then Devin said that there's a cool anime about that. And then you mentioned Hell's Paradise. Why did I forget about Hell's Paradise? Yes. Me and Beans love that one. It's pretty crazy. I like that one a lot. And I don't know why I completely forgot about the fact that, yeah, they play around with gender a lot in that one. And there's also a lot of body horror. So for those that are interested in like Buddhist Taoist, actually, yeah, it's more Taoist, actually, now that I think about it. Like Buddhist Taoist themes, but like also a touch of horror, action, adventure. But you're not squeamish about body horror, definitely check out Hell's Paradise. But if you are squeamish about it, just know that there's some stuff that happens all the time, every episode, I want to say. With that show. And then Huxley's chewing on the grass. That's fine. It's not plastic. It's for some reason growing in the middle of the classroom. So let's see. Oh my gosh, Naruto music. Similar thing where the fuse and it's half and half. Yeah, it's good. Waiting for more. Me too. I thought we weren't sure if this like most recent season was gonna be the final season, and I won't spoil the answer to that, but yeah, it was an interesting season. That's me with the Dorohedoro and Die Dark. Love those series. Yeah, check out Hell's Paradise. It's good. Mushroom, mystery mushroom. Maybe no, don't eat the mushroom. It's not like we plugged into the holes of the floor with grass. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's get back into it. I did want to show you that I did find... Yeah, so the deity that I was talking about, it's Shiva when he combines with his consort Parvati. The name is, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this correctly, but I will try, Ardhanarishvara. Ardhanarishvara. There we go. So it's both of them combined, and in a lot of the artistic renditions I've seen, they just combine kind of straight down the middle features of both male and female. So let me actually pick a better picture. Here we go. Yeah, so this is a good example here where like right down the middle, like one side has, you know, the breast, the other one has like the masculine chest. I'm not sure what they do with the like, you know, the genitals, the genitalia, but also there's stuff like she's wearing a dress on this side, but then there's also like kind of shorts on the other side. Oh, this one has 3 arms. Interesting. Here, there's another one. This is a really cool one too, because it has both of their vehicles, as they say. It's their like mounts, because Shiva's mount is a cow and Parvati's mount is a lion. Like that one hot character from GX, you know it. Wait, are you talking about Yubel? Are you talking about? Because yeah, same actually. Shiva Super Saiyan. But yeah, with that, I don't think this is that figure, but it does look, I don't know, like Hindu, definitely. Because like I said, it could be Hindu Buddhist. I am seeing an elephant, which there's also elephants in like Thailand, right? But a part of me was like, maybe this is just India. Oh, I didn't mean to put it in the ocean. Here we go. Maybe we'll put it here. We'll put it like closer to the east. And then we'll say that it's like 500 CE. Wait, how far were we? Oh, it was more western. Okay, it's western India. This is Himachal Pradesh, probably Chamba Valley. Oh, cool. So this is, oh, the goddess Durga. So this is a female goddess that is like a aspect of Parvati, who is Shiva's wife, Shiva's consort, and she's like kind of the war goddess. She's this goddess of war that, or kind of like the more warlike aspect of the divine feminine, if that makes sense. And she both tames a bull demon, and I guess it becomes her vehicle as well, which I think is pretty cool. No, I'm talking about Crowley. Of course I'm talking about you, which is crazy though, because I kind of forgot that Crowley existed, and I was like, if we're talking about crossing gender lines here. Don't forget to turn off the new Twitch AI script for your stream. Yeah, so I did that already, but I'm also seeing tweets of people saying that like it's like almost a fake switch, you know? It's like Twitch is just gonna like scrub your videos anyway, which like that is making me think a lot about like I don't want to have to go to YouTube especially if that's not any better. But I don't know. I've been seeing that too. I definitely turned it off as soon as people were telling me about the AI feature. But then people are like, if you look at their terms of service, it's just a fake button. Like it's just like they're just putting that there to make you feel better, but they're not actually gonna stop scrubbing your videos. And it's like, I don't want to have to go over to YouTube though. I don't have anything against YouTube. It's just that I feel like Twitch. For one, I'm used to it, and there's things like the redeems and stuff that I like doing through Twitch. But yeah. Hey, this looks Filipino. This looks like the hankies that like colonial Filipinos would have and like used to wait, there's a name. Does it say 1869? J.E.? J.E., you know, maybe like a junior, maybe like a John Boy, you know? Twitch is for the freaks, YouTubers for the whites and preps. Wait, what does that mean for people that dual stream? YouTube, those have a lot more restrictions to special music since it could just cut off your stream. Yeah, and I heard that you can't, because the only reason why I'm able to play Spotify through, and you guys are, I'm assuming, able to hear it, is because I can separate my tracks. So the music is on a track that isn't being read by Twitch. Otherwise, they would copyright strike me, like, to hell, essentially. Posters trying to fit in. Oh, you. No, but yeah, so I heard that you can't do that. I heard that you can't, split your tracks on YouTube. So I don't know. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say this is Philippines. It might also just be Spain, but a part of me wants to believe. I want to believe. Submit guess? No! It's Mexico. It's Mexico. It's across the Pacific. Because I was like, this is the kind of hanky that my grandma would have. She would have this kind of handkerchief. And then she'd say some kind of, you know, like microaggression. Like, if not towards me, then to one of my cousins, I'm sure, you know. Splitting tracks is a benefit of Twitch. Yeah. I didn't realize that you couldn't do that with YouTube. That's crazy. Okay, what is this? Looks like a little guy made out of wood. It's I guess what we want to look at is the features, right? Like how they stylize the face. So not much emphasis on the eyes, lots of emphasis on the nose and a little bit on the mouth. I kind of want to... Oh, wait, it says Ivory Walrus. Maybe this is Bering Strait? It could be Inuit, it could be Bering Strait. Bering Strait has to be specifically like this island for some reason. But Inuit could also extend as far out to Greenland. But let's just see. Let's assume that this is a little bit after the 1500s. Okay. I think we're... we barely missed it. Ain't no way. There was one time where I like picked Alaska and it was like, nope, it has to be specifically this island in the Bering Strait. And now that I picked that island, it's like, nope, it has to be everything but that island in the Bering Strait. No, they're messing with me. They're messing with me. Filipinos are the Mexicans of Asia. We get that a lot. There's even a book with that title. So yeah, it looks like a tablecloth my grandma would have. Did your grandma also send a microaggression your way? You don't have to answer that question, but I just associate that kind of handkerchief with my grandma just being like, you've gotten a little fat. And or like, why is your cousin marrying someone, you know, outside of the Philippines? At that point, I don't think it's even a microaggression. I think that's just aggression. There would be to kick it. There would be kick, but really won't be friendly with these types of streams, not to mention the gamba. Yeah, not really down for kick, if I'm being honest. Ooh, cool earrings. Cool hoop earrings. This has to be 2018 ABG's Asian Baby Girls. I want to say that this is very contemporary. Gold, though, could really be anywhere. It could be South America. It could be Philippines. Kick is for the racist. The macroaggression, yeah. You're getting kind of fat. Anyway, why aren't you eating my food? Grandmas be like. Though the weird thing is, you know how there's like the stereotype of like, you know, like quote unquote like ethnic grandma, or just grandmas in general. Grandmas in general, I don't even have to say ethnic, because I think American and European grandmas do this as well. But like the stereotype of like, oh, your grandmas will always like cook food for you and like then question like why you're getting big, like, blah blah blah. But the thing with like my grandma on my mom's side is that she grew up like super rich. I don't know why that money didn't trickle down over to her grandchildren, but but she grew up like pretty rich and like always had maids. So they would always do the cooking for her. So when she got married, apparently she cooked for the first time for her husband, my grandpa, and he hated it. And after that, she kind of like, I don't want to say she flipped the table, but grandpa did not eat that night. Grandma didn't eat that night, and then my grandma was like, you know what? If you're gonna be that way, I'm not gonna cook for you anymore. And yeah, she just doesn't. She's not really known for cooking. Like she's just not really known for cooking after that incident. So yeah. Because I'm trying to remember like who did the cooking when I grew up. Like, because I grew up with my grandma, with my mom and my grandma, and I'm like, who did the cooking? I feel like it was like half my mom and sometimes my grandma. Let's see, that's what that stands for. Yeah, ABG, Asian Baby Girl. Mm-hmm. Do you think Optimus Prime has a butt crack? Does he expel solids? Like, I actually don't know too much about the Transformers, like, universe to know, like, do they expel anything? Because then, like, if they intake stuff like oxygen, they would have to expel stuff like farts, right? Well known for table flipping, though. Optimum Prime. Ooh, eh, eh, eh. Poking na si Optimum Prime. Ooh, eh, eh, eh. This is my favorite. I'm just gonna say Peru. 1500. Submit guess. No, I was way off. It's Sumerian. Wait, that's cool. That's cool. He has a tailpipe? Then I guess having a tailpipe means that you wouldn't necessarily need a butt crack, right? This is actually making me think pretty hard. It's like, because it's like biologically, apparently humans are one of the few species with like, it's not that we're the only ones with butt cracks, but like we're the only ones with like big rotund booties. I mean, not we, you guys, you humans. Like if you look at apes, like the great apes and the monkeys, they have butts. Like, you know, many animals have means of to expel waste, but like the rotund booty is something that is more found in just humans. And then the question is like, why did evolutionarily speaking, why did humanity do that? I'm gonna draw him with the crack anyway, but I think he looks better with it. Oh, if it's just for a drawing, then yeah, follow your heart. If you just want him to have a sick booty, you know, a thickums, more power to you, buddy. Google image search animal butts. This was all a scam for me to get you guys to Google animal butts. This looks like Christian iconography. The thing is, knee-jerk reaction is Ethiopian. But it could also be Byzantine. It's like way more ornate is the thing, right? It's super ornate, so it could even be Roman Catholic. But there's something about I don't know, there's like something about like these kind of loop-de-loops that are making me think that it's not Roman Catholic. This even feels like, I kind of want to say Ethiopian. So let's go with, yeah, let's go with Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. And then the Ethiopian church is actually pretty old. So it's like one of the oldest churches. So I want to put it somewhere here in like medieval times. It might be older. It might be newer. Let's see. Nice! Let's freaking go! I got the time wrong though. This is a little bit more contemporary. Well, I say contemporary, but it's the 1480s, but or rather 1500s. So, but I'm glad I was able to clock that. Let's see. It's kind of like we live in medieval times because everything is mid and evil. Actually, yeah. It's funny because I follow a content creator on YouTube that just talks about medieval stuff, and that was literally one of the titles of his videos. Not the fact that everything is mid and evil, but like, it's like arguably we kind of live in medieval times. which means that the Renaissance is coming, which might be copium. But you know, you need something to hold on to. Okay, round 10 out of 10. This is the last round. Super ornate imagery here. There's a lot of leaves and stuff. I feel like this is either Nordic or Celtic. Like, I feel like this is definitely like Northern Europe. So Celtic, maybe like a little bit closer here to the UK, or Nordic. What is this? Carved wood? I'm gonna say Nordic. I'm gonna say Nordic. Let's say that it's like 1500s. Submit. Oh, it's Egyptian. Huh. The bold Nask lettering intertwined with a delicate background. Scrolls on this panel recall illuminated calligraphy of manuscripts. Interesting. Okay, wait. Oh, is this Arabic writing? I think I just have to learn Arabic at this point. Because it's like, I wouldn't have like clocked that. There's no way I would have clocked that there's like calligraphy in that. I thought it was just cool designs. It wasn't even white. Let's see. Or it means it is coming, but we need to wait another 200 years. I mean, yeah, the thing is like the medieval times that started after the fall of the Roman Empire, that was over 1,000 years. It was like from 500 CE. Like, we have a timeline right here. It's from here to 1500 CE. So we could be like this for the next 1,000 years. Sorry to say. Sorry to say. Anyway, we got top 32%. That's not too bad. Share scorecard. And then let me check on a quick DM that I got. Oh, dang, I forgot to do something. I forgot to do something, but I'll have to remind myself. Hold on, let me put a reminder to myself. There's something I forgot to do. It's not super important, but I just need to put a reminder tomorrow morning. What's today? Today's the 15th? Okay. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, we are done. Oh no, we're not done with our dailies. We're not done with our dailies. We have Who Done Chat. The Earth existing another 1,000 years feels generous at this point. I mean, that's true. The Earth will exist, right? It's not until the sun or some other celestial body completely engulfs us. The question is, are we gonna survive? Right? The Earth will repair itself, even, you know, come hell, high water, or nuclear warfare. The Earth will be here. The question is, are we gonna be here? So, alright, we got Who Done Chat. For those unfamiliar with this, you guys are involved. So, basically, it's Guess Who Said This chat message. So, let's go ahead and do it. Babinka Bear. Let's see. You closed this one today? Oh, I did it yesterday, but... Oh, 24 hours hasn't passed, because I played it last night. We could do other ones. We could do Cold Case, Long Read, No Clock, No Strikes, No End. Oh, Night Shift. Nothing counts down, nothing runs out, and you cannot lose it. Messages keep landing until you decide you're finished. And let chat argue for as long as they want to. We could do this one, but just like 5 or 10 exhibits, No Clock, The Long Read. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's do 10, right? Let's do it. Open the case. All right. He did a 1 in his cup. I want to say this is either Luminous Bard. I feel like HD usually does emotes. Let's do Luminous. There we go. Seems like a nice gift to receive. Definitely not a trap. Oh no. What was the context of this? This was on the 11th? So this was like earlier this week. Seems like a nice gift to receive. Let's say May Shark. It was Battle Crackers. Is Nintendogs the same franchise as Nintendogs? Oh, I remember because I was making a joke, or rather, Louis Zong has a new album called Nintendogs, and I think for a second people were like, oh, new Nintendogs game, but with hogs? But it's Nina. I remember Nina was the one who asked. There's gonna be another major freeze eventually, and humans will be gone. This is the 3rd time humans have evolved from fish. Ooh! Let's hope for a lucky number 4, or let's hope at least bears evolve afterwards as well. I don't think I can live until 1,000. That's true. We have Mr. Pancakes. What more can we ask for? This could really be anyone. This could really be anyone. Let's say Peck's cool for this one. Nice. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Got any grapes? I think that's... Wait, I could have sworn that was Devin that said that. No, it was Mauser. It was Mauser. We get the drinky blush now. Cheers. Fugubi? Oh, it was May Shark. I see. Oh, here we go. We got the emotes. This one's HD. This one's HD. Binka having cool adventures with the little cute emotes. I think that's Ghosty. I think we got that one in a previous round. I want to go so bad, but I'm not sure I can afford to. I think this might have been talking about next year's off, Kai. I hope people are able to go. Trade shiny ball for knowledge thing. This is Chillstoner 420, which is a very funny, like, that was a very funny interaction. I don't know if they're in the chat now, but it was just so funny when they came in and they have the name like Chillstoner, and a lot of the things they said very much match the name, you know? I appreciate them being here. So cool. I'm 2 online. Binka knows us so well. I really do. I really do. Beast. Alright, now we're done with our dailies. So now it is time for us to study. But I don't think I'm going to do Pomodoro. This game is unfair. Obviously, if there's a short joke, it was me. Yeah, that's exactly. You know what's funny is like Matthew was the one who sent this to me, and like I didn't respond. But in my head, when I saw the link, I was like, "That's not fair," because if it just says short, it's either gonna be Devin or everybody else. It's not fair. I tell you, it's not fair. But okay, now we're done with all our dailies. So now we can study. We can do some studying. So if you guys want to learn anatomy, we're going to be doing that for the next couple. Well, we're not going to do the Pomodoro timer just because I think I do want to call it in about an hour and a half, just so I have some chill time to get some lunch and stuff like that. Insert Binka short joke. Bias quiz, obviously. It's not fair. Like, how high up is the honey jar of Binka? Dang, how'd you know that I also like honey? For your information, I have a step stool. Many, in fact. Many. But yeah, so yeah, I have Procreate out. One thing though is I am gonna step aside just for a second to turn on the fan because it's starting to get hot in this room again. The weather is still baking hot right now. Actually, it's not too bad, but the thing is, I'm in a pretty well ventilated area. Wait. It's 80 right now. It's 80 degrees right now, which is not too bad. At least it's not 90s. I spent a lot of time with one Mr. P. Bear. Love that guy. But yeah, let me go ahead and turn on the fan. But okay, so, yeah, do you guys like my drawing? It's you guys. It's you guys once you realize the horrors. So, we've been doing a little bit of anatomy study here and there. We've had gaps in between, due to various things happening on Saturdays. But, yeah, we've been playing around with, gesture drawings, the idea of, like, balance and symmetry. I actually really like how these legs came out. And it's like, I'm never gonna reach that again. But yeah, we've been doing gesture drawings and trying to not focus so much on perfectly recreating the human body, but just getting like the general vibe of certain poses, right? And the thing is, like, that's kind of been something that I've been trying to get better at in terms of like not being too perfectionistic with a pose and being like, this doesn't look right, you know? The horrors? Yes, the horrors. You know the ones. Looking at the spine. The rib cage and pelvis, like super simplified versions of it, because today we're going to be learning a little bit more about like what those landmarks really look like. The idea of the about to pose. Like, Making an active pose means oftentimes showing something in motion or about to do something, like about to take a step, about to throw a ball, or right after the action. So right after you threw that ball, right after you took that step. The idea of using triangles alongside like your legs, economy of line. We have an Orby. I was trying to get a handle on what economy of line meant, and it's basically this idea of using softer lines, more spread out lines if it's like kind of a light shading, and more dense lines if you are trying to depict like heavier shading. So handsome, thank you. Thank you. And I think the last thing we went over was this idea of creating a story of like trying to exaggerate using the human body of like a pose. Like if someone is angry, they're not just like mildly angry, they're mad, right? Or if they're happy, they're like showing it in their body. So I still have to kind of get a handle on that. But I think today we're going to be starting off with landmarks, which means we're going to be looking at parts of the human body, and I'll even show you what book I'm using for this. It's actually available online. So I'm going to link it here. The link is to a Google Drive, but it's not my Google Drive. So I guess look at your own risk. Or you know what? Just Google. Here, I'll tell you what to Google, and I'll let you kind of like go at your own risk. It is something that I honest to God just found on Google. I have the physical book, but yeah, it's called Figure Drawing, Design and Invention. Hold on. Figure Drawing, Design and Invention by Michael Hampton. Yeah, Michael Hampton. There we go. That's what the book is. Have a good stream. Gonna head out and drop off a PC for a few friends. Yeah, for a friend. No worries. Thank you. Good luck. Have a safe trip. Hopefully everything goes well with dropping off the PC. But yeah, this is the book that we're using, and we've gotten all the way to landmarks. Let me zoom out. Where are we? Did we get to this one already? Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're on this part. So, landmarks. Looking for the skeleton is the second stage in developing your figure drawings. The step is meant to give your drawing the look and feel of weight provided by the skeleton, as well as be the transitional stage in developing volume. So I have taken a figure drawing class before, and I do remember they made us draw the entire skeleton and the muscle structure. That was really hard. It was super hard, but I remember one thing they emphasized was this idea of like, you don't have to draw a full-on skeleton every time you draw a body, but you at least have to be familiar with what's called the bony landmarks. So on the human body, there are parts where the bone kind of like not literally juts out, like it's all under skin, but there are parts where it touches the skin more so and isn't blocked by muscle and fat. So a good example would be your clavicle, which is basically like your collarbone. Other examples are like the elbows, the knees, your shoulders. Let's head off to locals. Don't forget to sign up for pre-release next weekend. Ooh, wait, do I have anything going on next weekend? No, I do. I have to go to it's not even a family member's birthday party, but I have to go to something. I'm gonna find out what time that party's at, because I'm kind of down for pre-release. I'm kind of down. In fact, I'm gonna put that as a reminder. Let me just write it on my hand. But good luck at locals. You got this. You got this, dude. Pre-release next week. Ah, dang it. This pen doesn't work. I'm just gonna write it on my whiteboard. Give me a second. Oh, if there's pre-release on Thursday, I'm so down. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, let's keep on keeping on then. So yeah, the knowledge of these like bony landmarks will help with your understanding of anatomy. So that's something that I want to work on. Let's see what we've got here. The skeleton can be used to look at the figure symmetrically. In a full frontal or back view, the line down the center of the skeleton splits the figure into 2 equal halves. Examples A and E on the opposite page. Oh, okay. A and E. Okay. Landmarks give us this line of symmetry. The landmarks we need are color keyed in the drawing to make the identification easier. All these landmarks are areas of bone that visibly push through the flesh. For the time being, we are concerned with the landmarks of the rib cage and the pelvis. Alright, so the rib cage over here and the pelvis here. Keep in mind that these are simplified designs based on the knowledge of the skeleton. So this blue part over here is the pit at the pit of the neck at the bottom of the throat. At the bottom of the throat. Is that like right in between the clavicle, right? And then this like kind of arch over here is the clavicle. Shape-wise, the clavicles resemble the handlebars of a bicycle or a simplified bow. These 2 bones act as levers, enabling the arms to move around and away from the rib cage. The orientation of the clavicle will change depending on the position of the arm. Maybe I should start... I'll start drawing some of these as well. So, let's see. We have a head. Overall, the body's kind of going this way. Or do I need to exaggerate a little more? There's the head, the neck. There's a rib cage here. And then kind of like the spine. The pelvis starts here. Kind of looks like a bowl. Oh, I made it too big. Legs kind of go out like this. The shoulders are kind of back. The arms are on the hips, and then the hands kind of like fan out like this. Same thing here. And the hands are on the hips. There's another Utada Hikaru. Let's freaking go. And these can kind of stay as like triangles almost. Okay, so we have kind of like a very simplified body. Especially with the rib cage, and then let's do our own like kind of highlighting. So they're using like a light blue for this like pit over here. And then, oh, actually, instead of using this brush, I'll use kind of just a standard airbrush. You know what? Now I'm in the mood to listen to like old Utada. I love her new stuff too, but like there's something very nostalgic about her older albums. Ooh, which one has a Prisoner of Love? That I remember that one was like one of my favorites. I'm a prisoner of love. Oh, that's not what I meant to click. Is it Ultra Blue? Maybe Deep River? Oh, there's Sakura drops. Ultra Blue? Oh, I guess to celebrate the fact that Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced, we could play this. Actually, this is wait, that's the newer song. Where's the older one? This is for, I think, KH2, I want to say, right? It's this one. Hell yeah. Okay, let's do the clavicle now. So yeah, it's kind of shit. Oh, that's too big. It is kind of shaped like a bow now that I think about it. It kind of like curls in here and then it like extends out almost like a pair of wings. So here's the clavicle. Here's kind of the pit. Open up the pit. The orientation will change depending on the position of the arm. The manubrium, that's a new word. What does that mean? This is the area, oh, here you go. This is the area of bone that the two clavicles pivot from. Oh, okay. So they're not just one bone. So it's almost like the hinge that both the handlebars are kind of connecting to. Okay, the sternum. This is the bone that fuses the bones of the rib cage together in the front. With the addition of the shape of the manubrium, these two bones resemble a necktie. Oh, okay, okay. Let's get some purple on there then. I'm just trying to kind of copy the drawing. It kind of does look like a necktie. Oh no, you know what? It comes out a little bit more like this. I feel like I should be more excited about the announcement that Kingdom Hearts 4 is happening. I was really into it as a kid, like with Kingdom Hearts 1. And then I remember I never finished Kingdom Hearts 2. Never played Kingdom Hearts 3. I feel like if I did, I would be a little bit more excited. I'd be like, oh, let's freaking go! But maybe that's just another game that I want to get out of the way. But right now, it's actually not even the priority because I want to play some of the older Digimon DS games for a specific reason. I wanna get into that. I played Digimon Dawn and Dusk. Wait, what am I saying? Dusk. I played no, wait, there was a American version. It wasn't called Dawn and Dusk. I think it was called something different. No, I think the Japanese version was called like Moonlight. It was like Sunburst and Moonlight, and then the American version was Dawn and Dusk. And I played Dusk. I didn't know that there's one that's just called Digimon World DS. So I want to play that. I want to find out what that's all about. Alright, so we have the clavicles in orange. We have the pit in blue. We have the manubrium in yellow, even though it's more of like an orange yellow. And the sternum in purple. So the sternum, like the description said, it connects all of the different... Oh, why isn't it... There you go. It kind of connects all of the bones of the ribs together. Like that. But it looks like we're just kind of focusing on the sternum itself rather than the whole rib cage. So let's see here. The ends of the thoracic arch of the rib cage. I think we did learn about the thoracic arch a couple of weeks ago. I think it's like the point where the rib cage turns in. So if the rib cage follows this shape where it goes out and then back in, I think the thoracic arch is the outer edges of that. It's like right when it starts to turn in. And then in green, I'm just gonna draw it in here, is the belly button. Oh, the belly button comes down a lot further than I thought it does. It's like slightly above the pelvis. Like right there. And then the ends of the iliac crest on the pelvis and the bottom of the pubic bone. So the iliac crest, if I recall correctly, is the part of your pelvis that sticks out the most. Like if you like go ahead and feel like where your pelvis is on your body, if you feel like the kind of like the bony parts of it, that should be like the iliac crest. So that does count as a what's it called? As a bony landmark. So I'm just gonna draw one here and one there. I guess they would be like, if you're putting your hands on your hips, that is where they would rest. I don't know if I'm forcing it. I know you can't see it on my model because I don't have that as an option yet. But okay, so we've drawn out some of these landmarks. Let's see what else. Remembering these areas helps to give your drawings the feel of an active skeleton. Observing the tilt across these points reveals the distribution of weight. These landmarks also help to give the figure volume, perspective, and aid in the placement of anatomical shapes. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at everything that we've drawn so far. So we have, I think the biggest thing for me is like the clavicle. the orange part over here. Oh, I forgot I put this on shuffle. I was hoping it was gonna play simple and clean afterwards. Let me put this not on shuffle. There we go. You don't hear me say. And then, there's more drawings on the next page, but I kind of want to just like study this. I'm wondering if we draw another figure and we try to identify some of those landmarks. So let me get another pose going. Let's do, I think I have a website for this. Pose reference. Lately. You're all I need. I'm just gonna go to pose my art and just pick out a random one. We could do the flexing guy. Okay, I'll show you guys what I'm working with here. Here we go. I'm just on posemy.art. So maybe we'll do... Yeah, let's try to imitate this pose. Yeah, we'll zoom out like that. There we go. Alright, let me try to imitate this. Way that you're making me feel tonight. Okay, we got the head here. Oh, this is hard because I put it at a very specific angle. Very big chest, yeah, but then very kind of like the hips do narrow a little bit. That's when you came to me. Big muscles. Once again, we have to be really like loose with it. We have to be really like, don't worry too much about matching the exact pose itself. Just try to get the general vibe of the pose. Oh, that means the neck should be a little bit thicker. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. God, this part always reminds me of like the end credits, like when you've beat the first game and this song is playing and you just have like the end credits and it's showing like little pictures throughout your adventure. It's like, oh man. It's like that specific, like, kind of like sparkly kira kira part, right? Oh, baby, don't go. Then clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. Alright. I think this needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Nothing's like before. Alright, so from here, let's try to identify some of those bony landmarks that we identified earlier. So let's do the pit first. This would be kind of like here where... Oh no, actually, I'm looking at the reference right now, and actually it's here because the clavicle actually goes up a little bit more. Clavicle is basically the collarbone, so it connects like right up here. I think I kind of am internalizing them as like similar to like bicycle handles. And then the manubrium connects the two, is kind of like I said, the hinge that both of the handlebars are on. The sternum is connecting all of the rib cage, which I'd imagine would be like this, right? I don't know if I'm not going far down enough, but that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And then the I forgot what it was called. The part of the rib cage that juts out the most. Why am I forgetting what it's called? The thoracic arch. The thoracic arch. So it'd be like over here and over here. Unless I made the ribcage a little too big. But I would assume there. And then the belly button. The belly button is typically, I think, 3 heads down. Wait, 1, 2, 3. It's like somewhere here. Yeah, if you like measure like the head and then you like do that like 3 times, so, like right here, the end of that is usually like where the belly button is. Usually, but not always. And then finally the iliac crest is going to be where the hips are jutting out the most. So I would say that's like over here and probably over here. You know what? I think I did make the rib cage a little bit too big. So I think then the rib cage would be closer to something like this. You know what? Let me feel it. Yeah, I guess they wouldn't be too far apart. The iliac crest and the thoracic arch. I guess it'd be something like that then. Let's erase this one and this one. Alright. So this is an interesting exercise. Let's go ahead and continue on. Okay, so now we have the back. Let me zoom in. The drawing above shows the landmarks of the back. These include the base of the cranial notch. Cranial notch. I'm like feeling my own like backside. I know bear anatomy is a little bit different, but but there has to be some analogs, right? The base of the cranial notch. So I guess it's right where the neck attaches to the head, the skull itself, right? You can kind of feel it when you feel like the back of your head. I think that means I'm gonna have to draw this again. Okay, let me draw the back. Let me put this in the corner. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing my religion. Actually, want to listen to this one. I remember one time I was channel surfing back when channel surfing was a thing. And I happened to like get to a channel that showed like Japanese television, even though I think it like is mixed. I think like early in the morning that channel is like for Spanish language television, and then like on certain days it was Japanese television. And I'm not talking anime, I'm talking like dramas. So I remember like I just so happened to be like channel surfing, and like the opening to this drama had this song playing it. And it was right around the time that Kingdom Hearts came out too. So I remember being like, is that Utada Hikaru's voice? I'm sure if you look up the name of the song is called Sakura Drops. Let me see if I can find it right now. Sakura Drops, Utada Hikaru. Sakura Drops. See, promotion and release. It was used for a drama called First Love, starring Atsuro Watabe and Kyoko Fukada. And then it aired in 2002, yeah. And I guess it just so happened to like air on like American television every so often. Or not, you know, on American cable. Because it wasn't even like... I think it was like basic cable. I feel like it was like a channel 13, channel 16, you know, situation. Okay, let's get back to it. I need to draw a back now. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe I can draw... I'll draw figure D because there's a little bit more of an angle to it, and I feel like that might be a little bit more helpful. Plus, I just want to practice drawing angles in general. like a bowling pin. And there is the spine. Goes like this, then out, and then back out. And then the pelvis in this diagram is box shaped. So let's just copy that. Okay, so the rib cage comes out like that and then comes back in. That's where your what's it called? The thoracic arch is. There we go. You know what? I just realized I should probably write down the names of those landmarks. So let me actually do that with like a thinner pen. So this is the pit. This is the clavicle. This might actually be too big. There we go. The pit, clavicle. This is the manubrium. This is the sternum. This is the thoracic arch. This is the belly button. And then this is the iliac crest. Okay. Now we're gonna have to do the same thing again. Actually, let me, I kind of just want the line thickness to be consistent on these two. So let me cut that out. Oh no, I forgot that it's on the same layer. Cut. There we go. So this is the pit. And then this is the clavicle. Okay. And then back to this one. So there are some things that we're gonna have to draw out with this one. Let's see. The base of the cranial notch is the brown one. So let's do that one. So in brown. Oh, actually, this album is very nostalgic too. I don't know why I'm immediately imagining like the like Windows Media Player on like Windows XP, you know. Actually, let me refine this figure a little bit more. Yeah, the neck isn't that thick, but then what is coming out is the jaw. Okay, so then we have the cranial notch, the spine. Oh, give me a second. I have to answer a text from Beans. Okay, he was asking me if I wanted something from like an art supply store, and I'm used to him asking me if I wanted something, like if he gets like coffee. then I'd be interested in it, but I'm like, I can't think of any art supplies that I need at the moment. And then watch, there's gonna be a moment where I'm like, dang, I forgot that I actually need like oil paints. Alright, let's do the spine now. In this like pink color. So it kind of like, yeah, starts here at the cranial notch, goes down, curves. Actually, it curves a lot. It curves like that. There we go. The spine flows from the bottom of the cranial notch all the way down to the pelvis, ending at the sacrum. And then green is the sacrum. Oh, so it's like part of the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. It's a little bit brighter. Okay. And actually, yeah, like the sacrum, it's easier to also think about as like literally a tailbone. Like it kind of terminates in kind of like a tailbone shape too. Oh, and we have an ad break coming up. I might draw through it, but I will not say anything. And I'll just show you what I did during the ad break itself. Let's see. Okay, so we have the sacrum, the 7th cervical vertebrae. This is a very pronounced area of bone towards the lower portion of the neck. Huh. Towards the lower portion of the neck. And I'm like touching the back of my... Oh yeah, you actually do feel something. If you go like all the way, not in the scalp, not in like the skull, but like all the way down to like essentially where your shoulders are, you can feel that cervical vertebrae. Huh. Who would have thunk it? Alright, let's make this into a pink color. Something like that. So yeah, it's like somewhere here, I want to say. Somewhere here. And then the scapula. These are 2 free-floating bones. Oh, ad break. Actually, I'll just take a break. I don't think I'll draw during the break. See you in a bit. Okay, we are back. We're so back. And yeah, I didn't end up doing any drawing. I just wanted to use the bathroom, get some water in me, and then answer some questions that Beans had. I don't know why he's not the... Oh, wait. He sent me something else. He sent me a bear picture. See, that's what you look like. Alright, cool. Let's get back into it. So we are highlighting some of the bony landmarks on the rib cage and pelvis, but for the back. And I didn't realize that there were so many that you can literally feel. So for example, like we were looking at the base of the cranial notch, which is basically like if you touch the back of your head, like right where the neck connects to your skull, that's the cranial notch. Your spine is your spine. It's the thing that goes down the center of your back. The sacrum is basically your tailbone. I don't know if you can really feel that one. Wait, let me... I think you can. I think it's like right above your butt, essentially. Or I think it's at your butt. Don't be touching your butt right now. Not in class. But the other one that was kind of like flabbergasted that you actually can't notice it is if you reach down on your back, like right where your shoulders are, but like right in the center between your two shoulders, you can feel something jutting out, and that's your 7th cervical vertebrae. So it says here a very pronounced area of bone towards the lower portion of the neck, and it's like, oh wait, yeah, you can feel that. And then the last one's called the scapula. The scapula are 2 free-floating bones which guide and aid the movement of the arms. I had no idea they were free-floating. Are they not attached to anything? Is it just attached via like muscle then? So let's I guess let's draw that in. I think it's like a dark blue, but I'll make it a little bit more saturated so that you can see. But they're kind of like 2 wings, and I think being able to know the shape of the scapula will help. It's almost like, I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of like a heart shape, but not really. Almost like a, what is it, like a parallelogram or something? There we go. There's one. Oh, no, wait. There's like a little... It comes down here. Almost like a wing. And then there's another one here. One on both sides. There we go. Your scapula. And then let's see what this has to say. Oh no, you know what? Let's actually label. Let's do some labeling first. Let's do free classic. So this is the cranial notch. We have the spine. This is the scapula. This is the, I forgot, the, oh, 7th cervical vertebrae. And then the last one is the sacrum. Basically your tailbone. Cool, so we have these two. Let me combine all these layers together. Let's put that here, and then put this sample over here. There we go, we can still fit that. Just want to center it, there we go. Alright, cool, we got some examples here. Wait. I just want to visually balance everything. All right, cool. We have some diagrams. All right, let's see what the rest of this section says. So examples B, C, D show positions of the landmarks as the figure starts to move through space. B, C, and D. Oh yeah, because it's going from like the front over to the back. Notice that the line of symmetry on the 3/4 sides and the 3/4 back has remained, but now begins to favor or move closer to one side of the figure. Ah, okay. So the pink line is basically this like line of symmetry. So yeah, it kind of like favors a certain portion. Where the line of symmetry has previously divided the figure into two equal parts, it now helps to align the shape of the landmarks and show a turn. As the flat view, shown in the two drawings at top, becomes a slightly angled view, the ribcage and the pelvis are shown in the interior corner. Wait, what does that mean? The ribcage and the pelvis are shown in an interior corner. Oh, I guess like whichever side is further away, it's like a little bit, there's less of it. This interior corner will be used to show the perspective by allowing the ribcage and pelvis to be turned into a box. Okay. The line of symmetry will always be a C curve when the ribcage and pelvis are facing the same direction. When the ribcage and pelvis are twisting, the line of symmetry will be an S curve. Oh, interesting. Wait. The C curve when the ribcage and the pelvis are facing the same direction will always be a C. Kind of see it here. It's like a C curve. And then when they're going the opposite direction, it's an S curve. Can we get some, like, I kind of want some examples of that before we continue on. So I guess, actually, this pose right here is a good example. Like the... Trying to, let me get like this kind of hot pink. Let me make another layer. So the line of symmetry, oh, wrong brush. I guess it's going like this. I kind of see what they're saying, because it's still like no matter what, it's going like this and then curves in and then goes out again. Kind of see what they're saying, but I feel like I need more examples. But let's just keep on keeping on. Alright, so volume. Let's see. This diagram details the process of how to use your knowledge of the landmarks to show volume. The first drawing shows the shape of the ribcage and the pelvis in the gesture stage. The second drawing shows how to begin developing the landmarks. This is a full frontal pose, so all the landmarks are shown symmetrically. The problem with this type of view is that it is very flat, emphasized in this drawing by the box drawn around the ribcage and pelvis. In making drawings that show form and volume, try to avoid focusing on shapes such as boxes that only have 2 points outside to outside. Okay. Okay, so it seems like when we were doing like gesture drawings, we were very much simplifying the ribcage into just an oval and the pelvis into another oval, but different. Here, this is like kind of like showing us like how to further make it more accurate to the actual anatomy itself. So let's try that out. And they're showing us like here 1 and 2 are very simplified and they're kind of like full frontal. So I think it still helps to know how to draw this so that you know how to like twist it when it gets to like poses like these where it's like 3/4. I think this whole text is just saying like be careful, it's very flat. What you want is something more like a 3/4 view. But just to learn how to draw it and just get more familiarized with the form, let's go ahead and start doing that. Put that away. So yeah, we were starting first with this like kind of big oval and then a oval on its side for the pelvis. But if we want to get a little bit better at depicting the anatomy of the rib cage, I erase this part here. Okay, it looks like we're using a lot of the same landmarks that we were using in the previous page. Where you have your clavicle, you have your 2 handlebars. I could ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. There's the clavicle. There's a pit in between. There's the manubrium that connects them both. And then there's the sternum. It kind of looks like a necktie. And then that in turn forms the rib cage. Kind of goes like this. It goes out and then back in. You have your thoracic arches here. The spine. Oh, actually, yeah, those bicycle handles need to come out a little bit more, because this is literally what's connecting the hands to the main part of the body. Your rib cage. Okay, and then for the pelvis, it seems like we're doing this like U shape. And your iliac crest is right here. Actually, this needs to come in a little bit more out. Okay, so getting the handle of like drawing the rib cage. What's the next part? I also want to see how much more is left. Okay, so it looks like it's drawing a lot of the same kind of like skeletal structure. The line of symmetry is approaching one side of the figure. It means if the line of symmetry is approaching one side of the figure, it means that the side plane is on the opposite side of the figure. Wait, this is getting kind of confusing. Wait, if the line of symmetry is approaching one side of the figure. Oh, okay, as in like it's 3/4 view, as in like it's not just a straight line like it is here, it's approaching one side. It means the side plane of the perspectival box? The perspectival box. Oh no, I'm starting to not understand. The side plane is on the opposite side of the figure. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means the side plane is on the opposite side of the figure. So they're saying, like, I guess this box here on 5, the side where the perspective is on the opposite side of the figure? I'm not sure I understand, unfortunately. If anyone could clarify that, let me know. But I do want to draw this perspective as well. I want to draw this like 3/4 view, because then that kind of like not complicates it, but it's a harder thing to get a handle of. Therefore, practicing it enough will just be a good old level up. Okay, so let's draw our simplified ribcage and pelvis first. Like that. We have our line of symmetry. We have our pit, our clavicle, our handlebars. Oh, no, that's not... Oh, I'll show you what I'm drawing. Okay, there's our rib cage, manubrium, the sternum. Oh, what's interesting about how the artist draws the rib cage here is that instead of... I've been doing this where you draw like... how do I say this? I draw it like this, where it almost makes like a V shape. But the artist is actually drawing a circle within to show that kind of like cavity where the rib cage would be. Like that. That actually might be more helpful. And it comes down here. There we go. So we have our rib cage, and then next up is the pelvis. Oh, interesting. Because if you look at how it's drawn here on under figure 4, now we're seeing like U shapes, but then like an upside down U shape as well. Let's try that out. We have our circle. I think this U shape is the iliac crest. Okay, ribcage and pelvis. Okay, I guess what I'm getting confused by is that this page says, in making drawings that show form and volume, try to avoid focusing on shapes like boxes. But then, like, the diagram itself is showing the use of boxes. And then when you scroll down, is nothing but boxes all the way down. So I guess I'm wondering if what they mean is, like, you can use boxes as kind of a way to, like, figure out the structure itself, but don't overly depend on them. But I guess the wording is a little confusing, where it's like, don't use boxes. Instead, do what we're doing here in this diagram and use boxes. But nonetheless, I will copy these box shapes. Let me make it another layer, though. Maybe another color. Like a hot pink. Okay, there's one. Oh, I guess this needs to come down a little bit more. This pelvis. There we go. And then another box right here. Dang, these songs are a banger. Okay, we got our box. Okay, let's see what it says here. The third drawing shows landmarks in a slightly rotated view. Notice that the line of symmetry found by placing the landmarks favors the same side as the form of direction that the figure is turning. For example, if the figure is turning to the right, the line of symmetry moves closer to the right side of the form. Ah, okay. That's understandable. That one is like, okay, the pink line on diagram like 4 and 5 is facing, like it's curving towards the right because the body is turning over to the right side. The fourth drawing shows the separation of the front and side planes. The fifth drawing uses landmarks to find the line of symmetry, keeping the front flat plane. A side plane that has been added to reinforce the idea of the figure turning in space. Note that all of the planes are based off of landmarks. For example, the front plane of the figure is based off of our 4 points. Each side of the clavicle and 2 ends of the thoracic arch. Oh, okay, okay. So in that case, let me redo those boxes then, because yeah, let's put the thoracic arches like here. It's like right here, and then the ends of the clavicle are like over here and over here. So then the box would be more so, yeah, something like this. It's not exactly a box, but you know. It works. And then you have your iliac crest here. Okay, I think I see what they're kind of going for with doing like the whole box method, even though they said in the previous paragraph not to do that. Alright, let's see what this page is all about. This illustration shows the perspectives you'll want to emphasize based on the view. On the left, this front view shows that the ribcage should always be pushed to... Wait. On the left, the front view... Wait, which illustration? Is it talking about this one, or is it talking about... I realize you can't see my cursor, but like, is it talking about these illustrations or these illustrations? On the left, this front view shows that the ribcage should always be pushed back in space to show the viewer the underside of the ribcage. Okay, so I guess this one, right? To balance the ribcage and reflect the spine's influence, the pelvis is seen from above. Okay, so you see the pelvis from above, you see the ribcage from below. The 3/4 view, second from the left, shows the addition of the side plane. Oh, you know what I think is happening? The line is disappearing because of the quality of the scan. I'm like, I just see like ovals. I'm not seeing nothing. I think maybe there's a line over here that I'm not seeing because of the scan quality, but who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Side view, third from the left, shows the ribcage balancing on the pelvis. The back view shows the reverse of the front. When drawing the back, always show the ribcage from above and the pelvis from underneath. Oh, so it's the reverse. I see what they're saying. It's a little confusing at first, but basically what they're saying is that like when you're showing from the body and you're using these boxes, show the ribcage from the bottom, like right here, and then the pelvis from the front, and then the reverse is true as well. So when you're viewing from the back, you're showing the ribcage from above and the pelvis from the bottom. Let me draw that out just to really kind of internalize that. So you have a box like this where we are showing the underside, and you can tell because I'm gonna shade it like that. Actually, let's shade this like this, and to show a deeper shade on the bottom, we're gonna do this. Just some cross hatching. Alright, so the top box is meant to show the rib cage, so we're seeing the bottom of it right here. At the same time, we're also seeing the top of the pelvis, so there we go. So just to label that as well. Bottom of ribs. Top of pelvis. And then we have the reverse for the backside. Before that, I want to change the song. Let's see. Well, what can we listen to? Maybe more Kenshi Yonezu. Ain't nothing wrong with a good time. Keep this going with the Utada Hikaru, but also change to Kenshi Yonezu. Why not? And then let's make this smaller so that we can do the reverse as well. Alright, let's do the back now. Backside. And the spine kind of going like this. Okay, so this is the back side. And to show, let's see, this is the top. I'm gonna shade this like this. And then this like this. Now we have the top of ribs. And then the and the bottom of pelvis. Okay. So, and then this is, I should put here, front. This is back. Okay, so that's a good tip to know. I wonder if the front of the pelvis, or like this part of the pelvis then, is like the butt, essentially, right? So I feel like that does kind of help with like how to add that volume and definition once you actually start putting like muscle and fat on top of this. Alright, let's keep reading. Okay, so we got through this part. Okay, more examples of the same. These drawings that use boxes to describe the landmarks of the ribcage, and these are drawings that use boxes to describe the landmarks of the ribcage and the pelvis. Study the drawings for the ideas and steps discussed up until this point, finding landmark points, establishing the line of symmetry, and developing volume. Okay, so we could do that for a little bit. Yeah, let's read this part and then we'll do some sketches. I'm gonna find some other poses and stuff, and we're just gonna work to find those landmarks, identify them. And then let's see, when's that? We have 30 minutes until the next break, which might be the last break, but I know I also kind of want to get a snacky, but maybe I'll just wait until stream is over. I bought a whole bunch of like Filipino treats. I have some like sponge cake in the pantry, and I'm thinking about it. Okay, this is an example of what a drawing would look like when developing skeletal landmarks over a gesture. The major forms of the ribcage and pelvis, an indication of skeletal landmarks, and a loose description of the bones in the legs have been added on top of the gestural drawings. Notice that the gesture drawing is still clearly evident. Okay. Okay, I kind of see what he's saying, so, or what the author is saying. So you still see, like, in blue, it's kind of hard to see, but, like, there's kind of, like, a blue faint line that's kind of, like, the gesture drawing, and then over it in black is the more skeletal drawing. So they're even showing kind of, like, the leg skeleton, which I'm hoping we're gonna learn in a later chapter. I'm hoping they're not just hoping that we know that. Hello, Zako. Thank you for the raid. How you doing? Yo, you're playing Halo? How is it? How's the Master Chief Collection? Which is that just the first game, or is there others in there? Is there like Halo 2, 3, ODST, that kind of stuff? Let me know. Thank you for the raid. How you doing? We are drawing. We're learning anatomy. We're trying to learn anatomy. We were focusing on the ribcage and pelvis, and we're kind of going from there. But hello, hello. If you have to raid and run, no worries at all. But if you want to stick around while we learn about anatomy, feel free. Let me know how Halo was. And then we're also going to be doing some like sketches as well. The main focus during this step has been to preserve the story of the gesture and to begin to indicate distribution of weight. In your drawings, the skeleton should give a more concrete explanation on the mechanics of weight distribution. Okay. Hello, Hound831. Good luck with hands once you get there. Yeah, hands are actually not too bad because, like, for me, it's like the rest of the body. But like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect at hands, but I feel like they're. Oh, let me fix the brush. I feel like they're pretty. Once you get kind of like the basic figures. Yeah, it's funny because like I do these like kind of like tapered fingers, but when I'm drawing like myself or like more animal forms, then it's gonna be more so like bigger fingers like this. You know? Yeah, I feel like hands aren't too bad. I think what is hard is when you're doing certain poses, like I can never get the like hands on hips pose, you know, like is the hand like closed in like this? You know? Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like the rest of the body. I usually have trouble with. It's always, I think for me, it's like the separation between like the rib cage and the pelvis where I'm like, oh, I don't understand. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, so we're going to be doing some sketches right now. Let's go ahead and start a new layer. We're going to do some gesture drawings. I'm going to use pose my .art. Get some poses here, and then Or maybe I should use, there's another website that I could use, but... Let's do this one. Not Too Bad proceeds to make masterclass hands. It's definitely hard. It's hard to, let me take out this figure. Because there are times where, like, it feels like you know the underlying structure of the hand. You know exactly, like, what goes into a hand. And then when you actually draw it and then you zoom out, it's like, oh, no. Like, what happened there, you know? I've had that so many times with, like, illustrations in the past. Where I thought I was doing really good at the hand. I zoom out and it's like, oh. And the sucky thing, too, is that, like, you know, I don't think my drawings are at the quality yet where I would ever get accused of, like, using AI in my process at all, and I would also never. But, like, sometimes that is a worry of, like, if I draw my hands really crappy, are people gonna think that I'm using AI? I'd like to assure you that I would never, and also I don't think my drawings are even at that quality yet. Yeah, that is a concern, I feel. But alright, let's draw this. And then let's see if we can identify all of those landmarks. Let's go from here. Let's go from this angle. Okay, let's try doing this gesturally. Pelvis down here. I'm trying to keep it very loose. I'm trying to, like, remind myself that it's okay if it doesn't look perfect. You know? Just add a finger here and there as rage bait, right? I mean, yeah, actually if we like do an example right now of, like, the stress of, like, adding hands to anything or drawing hands in general. I mean, finish kind of like the gestural, like, portions of this one. I think another thing is, like, I feel like I'm okay with hands. It's like feet that I, like, don't know how to draw. Like, at all. I always do kind of like a generic... I do kind of like a very generic shape, you know? I just do like a, you know, something like that, you know? That's fine, right? I just do triangles. But if I'm looking at this reference, it comes out more here, here, and then I always, like, I'm always confused by, like, there's the heel here, right? But the heel always looks like it's jutting out just a little bit too much. I don't like that. No, I don't like it. There we go. We have somewhat of a body. Alright, let's try our hand. Since we're talking about hands, let's try our hand. Oh, actually, you can perfectly see the ribcage here. That's actually perfect for what we're doing. Okay, let's draw an arm here. When doing gestural stuff, I just, like, the fist just kind of looks like this, right? But if we really wanted to try... The thumb comes out here. Okay, this is where it gets hard. So the joints are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay, so this is supposed to look like a fist. It's because the fingers aren't really, like, curling as much. And then when you zoom out, it's like, oh, I made a paw. Like, I made, like... Right? It's like, oh no, this looks more like an animal paw. And then you try to fix it, and then, like... I swear, if you look at a lot of my what's it called, like the like time lapses, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of me like, you know, reconfiguring the hand and starting from scratch. Oh, my partner is texting me. Let me text back real quick. Because he's asking if I want food. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I always want food. You know what? I'd likely be down. Okie doke. I think even my like sketchy hand is a little too small. But we're just gonna keep it like that, just because like this is meant to be kept very like gestural. It's also ooh, the forearms when there's like foreshortening is also kind of hard. All right, let's refine this a little bit more. We have our hip bones here. The pecs kind of come out there. There you go. And then we do actually see the collarbone pretty prominently. Comes out like this, comes out like that. And the cool thing is we do actually see the rib cage pretty prominently in this model as well. Belly button right there. Something I think I definitely need to work on is the leg muscles. I don't know how the heck that works. So yeah, it's not perfect, but the point here is not perfection. It's to find those landmarks. So let's go ahead and try that out. So we do have our clavicles right here. Our line of symmetry is going this way, curves in a little bit, and then goes back out towards the pelvis. The pit and the manubrium are down here. Sternum goes out like this. Rib cage we can actually see from the figure right here, goes like this. Here is the thoracic points, and then the iliad crest is right here. Belly button's right here. And then if we want to try our hand at drawing those boxes from earlier, so you would connect from the clavicle down to the thoracic crest, or the thoracic points down here. Oh no, actually you would see the bottom. That's right, we see the bottom. Alright, so there's the box over the chest. And then let's do a box right here over the pelvis. So remember, we would see the top of the box. How does that look again? We'd see the top of the box, right? Oh yeah, we would. Top of pelvis. Alright, so we're seeing the box kind of do this. So we're seeing the bottom of the ribcage and the top of the pelvis. Okay, let's do this again one more time. And then we'll move on in our little guide over here. We've done quite a few of the male figures. Let's do a female figure. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do, I think this will be a good pose. Okay, let's try it out. Sorry if you keep hearing my chair. It's pretty squeaky. Okay, we have a bit of a ballet pose going on here, so... Leg comes down here, the knee, which I also want to try and work a little bit more on. The other leg is kind of hidden here, so we kind of need to draw what it looks like behind that front leg. Oops. Need a little bit more room for up here. There we go. I'm just noticing on this model, if you like zoom in, it's like what is happening here? Maybe I should be using photos instead of 3D models, but you know, we're already kind of in it to win it, so let's just keep on keeping on. Okay, can we see the... yeah, we can kind of make out the clavicle here. Let's start marking out some of those landmarks with our hot pink. Okay, so yeah, we do see the clavicle here. It goes out into kind of like the shoulders. I believe the ribcage is right here, like right underneath the breasts. And then it looks like the iliac crests are right here. Let's draw the rest of it. So yeah, we have the clavicles, the handlebars, the manubrium is the hinge that connects them both. We also have the sternum, which connects all the parts of the rib cage. That means the rib cage is kind of doing this. Actually, no. There you go, like that. Like that. That's the rib cage. The spine is kind of going like this. The pelvis is doing this. So then let's use the purple to make those boxes and see what that looks like. So connecting the thoracic crest to the clavicles. And we're seeing the bottom. We're always seeing the bottom of the pelvis if we're facing the front. And then we're seeing the top, wait, bottom of the rib cage. Top of the pelvis. Like to my own raid. No worries, Akko. Everyone needs that post-stream care, right? So no worries at all. Hope you're having a good one. Actually, no, we're not seeing the bottom of the pelvis. This is the top. There we go. It's kind of doing something like this. Okay, there we go. All right. So I won't say that we got the hang of it, but we are starting to familiarize ourselves a little bit more with like some of those landmarks. Let's see what the rest of the this chapter goes into. So this is like kind of showing us a lot of the skeletal structures underneath there. So yo, hello, Ghosty, how you doing? Hello. And then Azaka said, no self-care here, only family trauma goes the event. How goes the anatomy study? It's going good. So like, we're learning a lot of things about anatomy. We're still not perfect. Right now I'm still like going off of like gestural drawings, but learning about the underlying features has been pretty cool. And then Ghosty, thank you for the raid. How was, peak. Nice. How was it? Possum Raid! Hello everyone, hello. My name's Wabinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer, and I'm doing a little bit of learning today. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about anatomy, so that's what we're doing today. Let's see. Possum Raid. So hello Gojikins, hello Ghosty, hello Absurdist Scribbler, hello Mauser. The frogs were bullies? Oh no, I keep hearing about the frogs. What's up with the frogs in Peak? I'm curious. Are they villains? Are they... Well, you said they were bullies, so methinks that there's some, like, trouble with the frogs. Oh yeah, get your scratch and sniff a sticker. It's a 1-point redeem where you get a little Filipino treat. And Ghosty got the ensaymada, which I actually got some ensaymada. I actually ate some ensaymada today, so... You will get somewhere safe and they will pull you into the sleep fog. There's sleep fog now? They drag you into the gloom and drown you in the mist. Oh, just like real frogs, am I right? You ever just been, walking around, you see a frog and it just drags you into the mist, into the sleep fog? Happens to me all the time. Those frogs ruined my run! Oh no. Dang. But yeah, thanks for the raid, Ghosty. Let me know how it went. If you have to do some post-stream care, no worries. We're actually probably going to be ending within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Because I also want to get some rest before we game tonight, actually. I'm looking forward to it. They're so rude. We've all been there. I actually like this song. I think this song is also from a drama, but because it's Kenshi Yonezu, I think a lot of people have been doing covers of it, and I like it. The music video is cute because there's like a lot of chaos, kind of like this classroom, but then he does like a cute little peace sign. You know what? I think I'm gonna fix the slime 2 thing. I had to adjust my chat overlay up there because the initial version broke. So I think, okay, let's do bottom to top. There we go. Gaming and gaming. But yeah, so I think this will be probably the last lesson we'll go over. Is this the last Nah, it looks like there's more connections. Nah, there's other sections of this. Actually, maybe we can finish up the whole chapter and then we'll call it from there. So we'll still have a little bit of time. You can. What's the game tonight? I don't know. I'm gonna be playing with me and Beans are playing with Ghosty and Goji. So I don't think we haven't decided on a game yet, but we will be playing something together. It'll be off stream. Zatri was talking about that on Bisky. Twitch API not working well with Slime 2. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but I'm using the Windows desktop version now. That does mean I have to like adjust a couple things, but otherwise it works really nice, and I kind of like that I can just make changes on the fly. Like I was noticing that like the things were too big, you know? So like I was playing around with like this setting, and I kind of like that I could just do that like on the fly. So I might change these colors a little bit. I'm just using like black and white, but we'll see. We'll play around with it. Okay, so the next lesson is weight distribution. It's easier to determine how to handle areas of intersection by thinking about the figure mechanically. The drawing in the upper right is a simplified sketch of the distribution of weight distribution and balance. Sometimes doing a small sketch like this before you begin can help solve problems at a very, very early stage. Okay, so I guess like they're really highlighting the ribcage and the pelvis here and how they kind of like interact with each other. I need to ask you how to use that because I don't know how to use the desktop version at all. Oh, it's just there's just an installation on itch.io, and then I think you like it'll tell you. I'm trying to like navigate my own thing right now. I think I can probably show it to you guys. I don't know if there's gonna be any risk with just me showing this. I don't think it shows anything too sensitive. Yeah, I think I can just... Here, maybe I can just show you... Game capture, Slime 2. Okay. Is this gonna show? It's not. It's not showing. Okay, give me a second. Window title, allow transparency? Okay, cancel. Let's do this. There we go. So yeah, if you download the desktop version of Slime 2, it'll just look like this, and you just have to click on the little slime, and then it'll show you like install new widget, and then chat box. And then when you actually click on it, it gives you just all the settings. It shows you all the settings that it would for like the overlay version, and then you just click on this one, the overlay URL, and you just paste that into OBS, and you're golden. It's basically like the same thing. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I was able to get it set up literally right before stream started is when I realized the problem happened, and like I was able to get it set up within like a half hour. So it's not too bad. Let's see. You don't have to display now. Ooh, too late. If you don't want to get distracted, just want to learn because they actually put in the work, and also make a Linux version that should feel be rewarded. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I'm using the Windows version, so I don't know if it'll be the same, but yeah, it was pretty straightforward, at least for the Windows version. Connection code, what's the gaming tonight? Oh yeah, it's me, Goji, Ghosty, and Beans. We're just gaming off stream. We haven't decided on a game yet, but but yeah. That's about it. Alright, so let's keep on keeping on with this. The drawing shows the figure holding all of the weight on the left side. This area is shown in dark blue. Okay. Because all the weight is held there, the pelvis rises from the left side and drops on the right. In order for the figure to remain standing, the ribcage must lean to the left to counterbalance the pelvis. Because the left side of the ribcage and the pelvis have moved closer to one another, the area of muscle and flesh is pinched and forced outwards. Oh, on the other side, because the two areas of the bone have moved away from each other, the area in between is pulled and shows a stretch. When showing a pinch or a stretch, it's extremely important to develop a sense of space by using overlaps. This tool for showing recession and depth is commonly referred to as the T overlap. Ah, that's why there's a little T here. You can kind of see it here too. A T overlap should clearly show one line moving behind or in front of the other line, much like the letter T. The illustration above shows how the T overlap is used when dealing with pinch and stretch. This will be explained in more detail in the connection section of this chapter. Okay. Let's try it out then. Let's try it out. Let me start a new layer. So yeah, let's draw this example right here. Oopsie. So we'll draw a head here. And then there is the rib cage here. Oops, too big. This is the pelvis. Once again, too big, too big. The leg. Yeah, all the weight is here on the leg. Foot here. Oh, we do have an ad break in a little bit. This might be the last ad break of the sesh. So yeah, these two are kind of like pinching into one another, and then these two are separating from one another. So it's basically like, how do we draw the skin over that? And it looks like the answer is with these like T shapes. So let me use another color to kind of illustrate that. Oh, we do have an ad break, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys over in the cub corner so you guys can listen to the Kenshi Yonezu, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh yeah, you see, I have to fix the size over here in this overlay. So let me do that right now while you guys do the ad break. Okie doke. We are back. We are back. Sorry, I was also just messaging. I'm gonna get some good food today. I'm gonna get some good food today. So let's go ahead and keep on keeping on with what we're learning. So right now we're learning about when the ribcage and pelvis are, or I guess we'll do it this way. All the weight in this figure is on the left side, on the left leg. This is kind of like where the weight is being distributed. So the pelvis is up. The ribcage has to counterbalance that by, you know, going in this direction. But like over here, the skin is going to interact in a certain way that I'm going to copy from the book right now. So let's see, we do have here the blue color. Have the rib cage here. And the spine going down here. So then when drawing the skin around that, I'll use this dark purple color. You have to show the intersection of that skin. So there's skin over here that's kind of bunched up, right? And then over here on the opposite side, the skin is stretched. I think this is actually a super helpful tip. And it looks like those purple parts look like this, where like this is kind of like the flesh that's like on the rib cage is in front, and then there's like flesh that's like behind it. And then over here, the belly is kind of, I think, is the more frontal one. So yeah, they're basically saying here, like, use a lot of these like T shapes to show that intersection of the different parts of the body, of the flesh. I think that intersection also helps the drawing look less flat overall as well. So, alright, let's see if we want to continue on to the last portion, which is connections, or if we want to call it there. So let's scroll all the way down. There are 2-minute gesture drawings that focus on the placement of the landmarks. And showing the T overlap, you need to be especially clear about what form goes in front or behind another. Hold on, let me just check the... Okay. Okay, you have to be especially clear about what form goes in front or behind another. The diagram on the right shows the demonstration of this idea using spheres. Notice that every time a form comes in contact with one that is either in front or behind, they meet at a T. If you are drawing a figure foreshortened or in a reclining pose, this would be a tool to emphasize the drawing. Because of the large amount of information needed in overlapping the figure, in describing a figure, the T overlap will be constantly used to help recognize the major and minor forms. Alright, I think I'm starting to reach kind of the limit of like what my brain is allowing me to intake at the moment, so I think we might just start here next time. Next week we'll continue with our anatomy studies, and I think this is where we're going to start. But right now I'm just like, oh man, this is just so much information. It all makes sense is the thing. It all makes sense, but we've already done so much that I'm just like, brain horty. But we've already done a lot. We have done a lot. So today alone, we got our little Babinkob over here, who has seen the horrors. We have over here some of these landmarks to keep in mind for next time. So we have the pit, the clavicle, the manubrium, the sternum, the thoracic arch, the belly button, and the iliac crest. And on the back, we have the cranial notch, the spine, the seventh cervical vertebrae, which you can feel if you feel the back of your neck, the scapula, and the sacrum. So we are familiarizing ourselves with these landmarks. We're getting into this idea of using boxes to like kind of configure how the rib cage and the pelvis interact with one another. They usually oppose each other to kind of counterbalance the weight of your entire body. And then we were kind of testing that out with some gesture drawings. And then finally, we're getting into this idea of connections and overlap. So I think that'll actually be a good part to start off from for next time. But I think this is where we're going to call it for today. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let me just make sure that I don't get any incoming raids at the moment. Come on. Stop raids. There we go. And let's see what's going on. I don't think we're going to do a mosh pit for today, just because I'm hungry. I want to get some snackies. So we're just going to go ahead and raid into someone. Let's see who we got here. I have an idea of who to raid into, but... Okay, yeah, I know who we're raiding into. It's Seishun's birthday. So she's currently doing a big collab with a whole bunch of people. Let's see, is anyone else streaming their POV? I don't think so. So I think everyone is on Seishun's stream right now. So yeah, it's her birthday. So tell her happy birthday for me. I'm going to go ahead and go into the outro. I'll drive you guys home. I'm driving you guys home. Next week, we have quite a stacked lineup in terms of things I'm going to be doing. I am going to be streaming on a Tuesday. I just don't know if I'll be streaming my POV because we do have a collab. But that and more on Sunday. I'll be posting my schedule tomorrow. So see you guys then. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start the raid into Seishun. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you guys also enjoyed learning a little bit more about anatomy. So without further ado, let me just copy that raid message. Weekday stream pog. Well, guess what? You're about to go into Seishun's stream right now. So I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and weekend. And let's see. Oh no, you said weekday stream pog. Yeah. It's happening. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye. We raid.